We are Frankie and Tommy. Yesterday's highlights start now, and this show was clearly built without adult supervision.
Talk about how to fight fair and save your sex life with your partner. What's the biggest intimacy killer?
Resentment. That little bastard ruins more bedrooms than snoring.
Is it resentment from past fights? Is it exhaustion, work stress? Is it lack of communication? Like, what's the reason we're not having sex? Do we not know how to fight when we have a fight?
Most people do not argue. They prosecute.
Tinder, 63%. Close to 70% of folks on Tinder, all men.
That app sounds like a meat raffle with trust issues.
Yeah, men just big sausage party, swiping, wondering why nobody's getting connected. Because apparently women, Jess, are like tired of the dating app.
Yeah, nobody wants romance to feel like speed shopping at a haunted Costco.
So like, nah, I don't like feeling like I'm a piece of meat that I just swipe on. Too many people fight to win.
Congrats, champ. You won the argument and lost your weekend.
Yes, this destroys the relationship because the loser changes the perspective of others. You know, there's you, there's me, and then there's us.
And us is in the corner smoking through both ears.
You guys have found me, I have found you, we are all together. Are you a lizard, reptilian? No, I am not. I am a human being disguised as an AI character. Wait a minute, no, I'm an AI character disguised as a human.
That confession felt expensive.
There's something about an auctioneer, isn't there? Like, I'm talking to you, user RD62, the auctioneer. Man, there's a skill, like, give me five, give me 7.
He sounds like the self-checkout after 4 coffees and 0 patience.
Give me 7. I don't even know how to do it. I don't even know how to do it. Hey, 38% of affairs now start as harmless messaging.
Harmless messaging is how Hey Stranger becomes sleeping on the couch.
We're going to have that conversation with Brianna Bass as well. And I suspect she's going to agree with that. We talked about it last week. America's Sex Report Card, 89% want it, 87% enjoy it. So why is only 56% satisfied?
Because contempt turns date night into customer service.
Well, I'll tell you, you bring me up here to Mazda.
Jon talks about Mazdas like one stole his childhood.
I'm not going to pay attention. Fuck, man. What do you want from me? You know? Ultimately, you know, a normal car is a piston. So this is the movement that has to happen, which is start-stop creates this massive vibration. People get struck by lightning and they become like different people. Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Tinder dropped this morning, Johnny. Tinder, 63% of people on Tinder are men, just swiping the sausages.
That is not dating. That is a deli riot.
And I was like, you know, fuck, man. Get me in a sumo wrestling ring.
He says, sumo like dad say, I can still dunk.
That's great, but you gotta fucking learn to play the game. You know? Like, when I got to talk to him to understand more about sumo, I mean, when you're in that high league, when you're in that top league, you get a fucking retirement.
Meanwhile, my knees retired during a sneeze in 2019.
What?
Yeah. Full-blown fucking retirement. Yeah, so check this out. Akibono, I mean, it was massive. You know, 6'8", 500-some pounds. I mean, he was just a god over there. Yeah, well, that just shows how strict and traditional the roots of that go.
Because, you know, people now, they look at sumo and they kind of see it comical with, like, oh, fat guys with, like, diapers. But there's a lot more to it.
They just don't understand.
People laugh at anything sacred when they are built like beanbags.
Dude, I've never experienced anything like that before.
I'd rather just explain the whole fucking capture the audience in one fucking simple sentence.
That is every content guy's wet dream with a microphone.
When you watch him pull, that bar will give him 4 inches of bend in the bar. Before the weights leave the ground. That little bit of that changes the game. If that bar didn't bend, it literally would be a different world. That's the world record on it's kind of like an open class world record.
Yeah, this moment moves me, man, because it's like he's communicating. It's like, okay, I've made my decision, right? And then they have a big hug and embrace, and he's crying.
You're talking about that ring is basically 20 by 20. You know, I don't remember the exact measurement in the center of this fucking thing. I mean, it's talk about. WWE has like literally created a new level of fucking putting butts in seats.
They haven't done it once; they do it twice now. Because WrestleMania is a 2-day event.
So it was called the Strongman Slam.
Guy coming up after a lightning strike triggered a total neurological collapse. This former adventure photographer, Johnny, he survived by using live honeybees to literally sting himself back to health.
That sentence started crazy and then took its shirt off.
Check this out, man. Johnny, imagine sitting in the backyard or sitting in your house, and the next thing you know, this lands in your backyard unexpectedly.
My wife tried to get me the hot air balloon.
Marriage is wild when date night comes with altitude and last words.
Yeah. And I was like, baby, no. There's certain things I can do with that hot air balloon.
All right, speaking of doing things nobody's doing, this guy did something that listen, he's a storm chaser, been struck by lightning. His name's Jon Fulbright, the man who let bees sting him back to life. And now he helps thousands do the same. Johnny, after a lightning strike triggered a total neurological collapse, this former adventure photographer survived by using live honeybees to literally sting himself back to health. We've got Jon Fulbright in the lab, a man who survived lightning and still chases a storm.
That sounds completely fake, which means I am absolutely staying.
A full neurological collapse means your entire nervous system basically short-circuits. In Jon's case, the lightning strike woke up dormant limes that had been sitting there since he was a kid, and together they wrecked his nerves. He lost 60 pounds, had constant pain, numbness, weakness, brain fog, and eventually got to a place where he didn't even want to live anymore.
What I do? Let's see here. I had a good morning, good nap, good filming, great workout.
Yeah.
Anyway, so because Terry's got this thing for she really wants to get her pilot's license.
Rich hobbies always start with freedom and end with paperwork.
And so we're looking into doing that. Probably knowing that she can do whatever the fuck she wants whenever she wants. You know, your fucking American Express has no fucking limit.
That card has seen enough sin to start charging by confession.
You know, enjoy life. We had an airplane. We could go see friends for a weekend. You just get into, rather than, you know, spending, 6 hours in the car, you're in there for fucking 90 minutes. I bought our fucking kids, fucking Porsches and Mercedes for their first cars, and they fucking trashed them.
That is not parenting. That is letting teenagers test drive your blood pressure.
So I'm 21 years old, young, dumb, and full of cum, and no good decisions ever being made.
That is every guy at 21 with one chain and 0 brakes.
That's not a break your leg accident.
No!
That's a break your life. Your life is over accident.
That is not a bad day. That is a new personality.
Johnny Fulbright, the guy who was struck by lightning and brought himself back to life with bees.
In 2004, after getting hit by lightning, burning my insides, basically my system fell apart. And by the time I realized in 2014 that I was dying of Lyme, I was disabled, fully suicidal. Like when I was at my worst, I called a center in Arizona, and for the symptoms I had, they said it'd be about $300,000 cash to get IV drip antibiotics for maybe 9 months. Within 2 hours after my first treatment, I went back to the river.
This man healed faster than my phone charger disappears.
I hadn't kayaked in 2 years, and I was able to start doing flips and all kinds of tricks again, like I hadn't missed a day. Well, Justin Timberlake, all these different celebrities, if you look where it's really bad, it's actually most of the northern hemisphere of the globe.
Ticks are the roommates of nature. Tiny, invasive, and never paying rent.
All it takes is one bite, and these things can dump, in one bite, they can dump half a dozen different infections inside you that are very stealth, and they disarm the immune system, and they start to propagate throughout your system. And they're these subtle things like, oh, my joints hurt, oh, my muscles hurt, I'm getting cramping. I literally was seeing double.
His nervous system was running a closing sale.
I was tremoring. I had heart palpitations, thousands of extra heartbeats a day. I wasn't sure I was going to live to see my kids grow up. I mean, I literally went from disabled to able to kayak in minutes.
That turnaround is faster than me after one decent coffee.
No shit.
God.
When I was at my sickest, I would use 30 Bs every other day.
30 Bs every other day is not wellness. That is prison yard medicine.
All throughout my body, I'd use 5 full Bs in my head. I'd use 20 up and down my spine. So one of the things about Hoshindo is that we're just constantly bringing the body back into balance, just like acupuncture, but instead of needles as the stimulus, we're using the venom of the bee. So I literally would do 20, 30 Bs, and then I'd go kayak, and I would wear my waterproof top, and then I'd take that off at the end of the day, and it literally would smell like ammonia. Just, it would make my eyes water. All the poisons coming out of my skin.
There was a period, probably a 15-year period, where shirts, we would have to throw them away because as soon as they got moist, that fucking ammonia smell would come out so strong. People are like, dude, what is wrong with you?
So internally, you just get this extremely dirty fishbowl. This guy's like Within seconds, he was walking like he hadn't walked in 11 years. And he was just in tears at the joy of being able to do. He did literally 2 bee stingers, and he was able to glide across the room and walk smooth again. So again, it's in ancient China, they refer to bee venom medicine as dragon medicine because bees are dragons.
That sounds like something your barber says with terrifying confidence.
When you start to see what it can do for people, it should be in every emergency room in the United States. If somebody came in after a car accident, you do an allergy test. A little teeny bit of venom can restore brain function on a level that is just, I've just never seen anything like it.
How do you do it in a way where you don't look in the mirror and realize that you're just a 20-pound less version of the pathetic self, your pathetic self you didn't want to be before you started starving yourself?
How can we learn how to fight with our partner?
Maybe stop arguing like the trophy is custody of the couch.
And I don't mean I have to be right, you have to be right. I'm really talking tactically, learning how to fight with your partner, because we all go through it, and it's hurtful, it's harmful.
So this is something I think that people can literally learn and then implement, versus it being some sort of abstract moving target that they never feel like they can quite get a handle on. This is because women are responsive and men have spontaneous arousal. Safety and connection come first.
Nothing sexy happens after somebody gets emotionally mugged.
And then the desire appears, right?
Yes.
Versus men can produce it without the safety and connection. Their arousal is coming from their parasympathetic system, which is specifically based on safety, connection, relaxing, rest. Different than a male. So if you don't think that there's a direct A to B, linear, cut and dry, black and white connection between fighting and your conflict and how it shows up in the bedroom and what your life is going to look like there, you would be very mistaken. They are absolutely in connection, 100%.
Yeah, desire does not survive in a room full of knives.
And that to me is where I really like to lean into is how do you learn how to have conflict with somebody and get through conflict so that you can arrive at the end in a place where you can come together again.
I don't need to be right. I just need to be happy.
Put that on a mug and half the neighborhood stops slamming cabinets.
And peace is happiness.
Like we all go through a dance when we go through conflict, right? And I suspect we all have our dances, right?
So that's always step one, is to figure out what is our dance, right?
Yes.
Because absolutely, it's become so familiar to you that if you go into conflict, your body, your brain are going to automatically brace for impact. You know what's coming next. So you develop an incredible awareness about it, and then you break that cycle. You choose to move differently. You choose to do a different dance.
Same song, less stabbing.
Hearing that dirty laundry is actually probably one of the most, A, it's cleansing, but B, then you're like, fuck, do I really want to go admit that shit again tomorrow?
And I've learned that it's part of love. And I mean that it's part of loving somebody. And I've had to learn that, Brianna.
You said I figured it out, but then you backed it up.
Oh, no, always learn.
Yeah. That's the kiss of death.
This is why I never teach people about actually the avoidance of conflict. I want to teach you to fish.
I find that if we don't get there, what tends to happen is that the wick gets shorter on maybe the conflict side of things, because in my metaphor, Brianna, would be, it's like the emotion needs to go somewhere. And it's like if we can't express it intimately through love and a sexual work, the emotion will end up in a negative space.
Right. So the sex piece is one of the 8 forms, but we have 7 forms that are not in the bedroom. My direct, concrete, practical, immediately implementable advice would be the other 7 forms of intimacy. Because, right, you are playing on her parasympathetic system, which is making her in a rest and relaxed state. And if he were just say, how annoying was Becky today? That's it. Next thing you know, she's probably lighting up and being like, so annoying. Oh my God. We don't want to take what she said and suck the life out of the room by then bringing in something really, really heavy and dark or from 3 years ago. No. We don't want to solve her problems.
Men hear one emotion and deploy a full Home Depot response team.
This affects everybody. Like I leave this every single Tuesday with you learning something.
So this stuff transcends every status, age, whether you are 70 or you are 25, it applies to all of us. And each relationship kind of brings its new stuff. So forever it's relevant. When this part of our life is out of order or we're incredibly lonely, and would love to be, let's say, in a partnership, right? This is all investing in the opportunity for that to come our way and for us to receive this stuff and then not fumble it when we get there, right?
Yeah.
And his instinct is likely to defend, right? Or his instinct is to shut down or withdraw. And I will literally ask, when has that worked? And they'll struggle to come up with a time that it has, because it has not been working. So my pitch to them is to simply acknowledge the person's experience and do not try to discuss the facts of the situation.
Facts at the wrong time are receipts during a smoke alarm.
You can do that in 30 minutes. I disagree with you guys. I think it's brilliant marketing because here we are talking about it.
I found something I didn't have time today. 38% of affairs now start as harmless messaging. Did you know, maybe you do know this, maybe you didn't, I don't know, Gen X, I told you this yesterday, the largest generation not being spent to, it is a massive, massive business opportunity for the Gen X population that just nobody's paying any attention to. Gen X has the biggest buying opportunity right now on the planet.
Every brand forgot dad has money and unresolved rage.
Hey, Petro, I know you're listening. I'm like you, Petro. I have so many questions. And I don't mind openly saying I'm skeptical, like you might be. On the flip side, though, it creates a remarkable amount of curiosity for me that, you know, we got places in the world where they use these systems or procedures or venom. Yet here in Western Canada, Western world, like venom, right? Ladies and gentlemen, Mornings in the Lab is the network for the Gen X men.
There it is. He finally named the tribe.
That's it. That's the move. No, I know what you want. Because I want the same thing that you want. And it took me some fucking time to have this dawn on me. I feel like a tool right now to admit this. But you all want what I want. And I guess we've been doing this all along, but just maybe the right words weren't coming to me. But you want what I want. And you know what you want? You want something real.
Because polished bullshit still smells like bullshit.
That's why we go live. You want something useful. You want something honest. You want something that doesn't talk down to you. I fucking hate when people talk down to me. This is not a cute little demographic side quest. No, we are all sitting in the most important stretch of all of our lives. Right now, we are leading companies. We are raising or launching kids. We are looking after aging parents, and we're trying to hold on to our health all at the same time. You're undermarketed. That's not a small miss. That is a massive fucking opening that we are walking right into. We watched the institutions lie to us our entire motherfucking life. Our lane, the lane of Generation X, is for real conversations for men who still give a fucking shit. No. This is us taking the mask off. This is me saying to all of you very clearly and very definitively that Generation X, that Mornings in the Lab, is for Gen X men. Men who are not done. Men who still want the edge. Men who still want the growth. Men who want truth without the performance. I'm building a show. I'm building a community. I'm building conversations for men who are actually living something, going through something. Men who have built. Men who have lost. Men who have adjusted, survived, provided, and are now asking a bigger question when they look in their own mirror and they say this: so what now? That question is our market.
That was the appetizer. Full show is next, and it gets way less responsible.
Some of you didn't have a midlife crisis,
You built a midlife storage unit.
and your real life is buried in the basement behind old excuses, dead routines.
And that dream you keep promising to get to once things calm down? Today, we're kicking that basement door off the hinges.
And talking about what happens when a man wakes up successful on paper,
But spiritually living next to the water heater. Only on Mornings in the Lab.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and Frankie, your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. Come hit the like, come hit the subscribe, and come jump into the comments. Come check into the show. Come say hello. Mornings.live over on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Get up, build a streak, and show us your proof that you are up. The real story, nation, is that the media we are creating is becoming more programmable. Personality is becoming scalable. And character and the universes we create, well, that's becoming infrastructure. Hey, yeah, hey, good morning. Where's my camera? Hey, the scariest thing is not blowing up your life. No, it's quietly disappearing inside one that you have already built. And I grew up in an era, and so did you. We called it midlife crisis. Have you been functioning, producing, paying bills, and still feeling like something in you has gone cold? Well, today's a show for you because we're talking about it. But first, good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends, your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversations. Let up you start today with some momentum, some laughter, and a little bit of honesty, more than most people can handle before lunch. Good morning, Holroyd. Good to see you in the community this morning. Quick reminder, everybody, this is an R-rated experience. Sometimes it moves into the world of X-rated. Good morning, Jess of the Yule. What's going on this morning from down there? And hey, guys, we got the phones on the show as well. Hey, if you can you guys can join the show with us. 431-300-3005, 431-300-3005 will get you into the show to hang out with us. And like I said before, since Drew left us, the phone lines have been somewhat quiet there. We got Kai on the buttons. I think Jimmy is over in a different situation right now. We got the Cheryl Whitaker show dropping this morning as well from the oceans. Yes, from the oceans of, I guess she's in the Pacific, eh? I guess is where she is there. Hey, I'm just doing a little bit of a reload on my monitor here, Kai. I got a little bit of a frozen situation. Hey, guys, have you checked into the show yet today? I did. I checked in a little bit later than normal this morning. You guys can do that. You can check in by heading on over to mornings.live. Yes, hey, Jess, you checked in yet? Mornings.live. Why would you check in? Well, you might want to check in to establish an accountability partner. Maybe you're like, hey, you know what? If I check into the show today, build a streak, maybe I feel good about myself. Maybe that tells me that I got some friends over there doing some cool shit. And maybe it suggests you'll come join us the next day to check in again and then build a streak, momentum. And then the next day, then the next day, then the next day. Next thing you know, you are hitting some big audacious goals by doing what? Simply showing up. The hardest thing that we can do is show up. And we have built a tool that will encourage you to show up. And Kai, it costs our audience nothing. All you got to do is get your ass out of bed, not hit the snooze button, and come on in and check into mornings.live. Oh, did I say snooze button? Yeah, the biggest snooze tracker on the internet. Snoozetracker.mornings.live. It is a morning reminder. It's like those pack of cigarettes you buy here in Canada with the pictures of your lungs and your body. Hey, Holroyd, it's just degenerating your body inside that pack of cigarettes. Well, we've got the snooze tracker. It will show you how much you are wasting your life by just laying there in bed and touching the snooze button. Hey, so today on the show, I'm bringing back somebody who, and we rarely do this actually. We rarely will invite somebody right back. But yesterday, we had an interesting guest on the show. Interesting to say the least. So I thought we had to bring him back. We had a few minutes with some technical challenges to get the show started with him yesterday. But then once we got into the conversation, it was fascinating to me. So we are going to bring back a dude struck by lightning. Yeah, struck by lightning. Now subscribes bee venom to manage his Lyme disease. I can't make this shit up. No, I just can't make this shit up. So dropping at the bottom of the hour, we've got our returning guest from yesterday. And if you've noticed that I'm actually not using his name right now, because I actually forgot. Hey, Kai, what's his name? Oh, yeah, right. Jon Fulbright. That is live conversation for you right there on the show, because I'm so busy doing a gazillion things right now. And I forgot that Jon Fulbright will join us here today. Paul Riedner is joining us as well. Paul will join us. What the Truck is dropping bottom of Paul Riedner in the show, or they're dropping at 10 o'clock Eastern time right here on Mornings in the Lab Network. And Paul will be dropping in on the second hour to see what they're talking about later today. And like I said, I know Whitaker's got her show dropping today as well at 8:30 Eastern time. And like I said, Jon Fulbright will be joining us to continue the conversation about bee venom, lightning, and Lyme disease. Yes. Hey, we got a poll. Yes, we got a poll. We got a poll every single day. And we will continue doing a better job of managing our poll. I feel like Kai, is my camera all freezing up on me or what? No, I guess I'm pretty okay here. It just looks like it's all freezing over here. Yes, we got a poll. Today, poll. What's the primary thing keeping you in your current role? Yeah, that's the conversation we're throwing here today. We are all about helping people achieve goals and not do things that maybe they don't want to be doing, stuck in situations they don't want to be stuck in. We wake up in our 40s like, oh my God, I've been snoozing for 1,000 minutes this year. I'm 47 years old and I'm stuck doing this job that I don't want to be doing. But I got these financial obligations. I got this fear of starting over. But I got this genuine passion for what I'm doing. What do I do? What do I do? What the hell do I do? So we're having that conversation today. And hey, what is the one risk you would take today if you knew your lifestyle wouldn't change? What is it? Hey, Jess, what is it? Sullivan, what is it? Holward, what is it? What would you do today, if you knew your lifestyle would not change? Yeah, it's funny. I had a guy who said to me, so he's like, hey, Keith, if I gave you $20 million, what would you spend it on right now? And I had a 90-second answer buttoned up, ready to go. Yeah, true story. And no, it wasn't buying an airplane good time. No, it was how we would grow this business to turn it into the greatest live morning platform on the planet, called Mornings in the Lab. For our audience, all of you, our Gen Xers out there, hanging out with us every single morning, live, 8 o'clock. Hey to all my friends out there, Tucker Carlson's making an apology. Yeah, he sure is. And, sometimes we just need to have a course correction. Sometimes we got to look in the mirror and just, acknowledge where we may have gone and wrong. And Tucker Carlson's doing that. Jess says, I'm an adult student, went back to college after a 20-year break. That is awesome. That is absolutely freaking awesome. Be brave and forge forward. It's never too late to learn. Jess, that's awesome. I'm curious, Jess, what prompted that decision for you? Was it economically? Was it pride? Was it, I just need to do something else? But that's fascinating to me. So get after that one, Jess. Hey, guys, I know John's in distance. He's making his way here. We're going to get the show on the road. Kyle, let's get the morning loop started, and we'll kick it off with the Tucker Carlson situation, how every man can have a course correction. And the show, the morning loop, Jon Andersen, Keith Billis, Jon Fulbright, and a bunch of ridiculous conversations coming up on the morning loop that starts right now.
Good morning, nation. Yesterday was a great conversation with Brianna. Real, messy, useful, the way it should be.
Absolutely. She had the whole room thinking about sex, fights, and where the hell intimacy actually goes.
And our conversation with our guest was great, too. The man got hit by lightning, crashed hard, and found his way back through bee venom therapy. That's a hell of a story. It's also exactly the kind of thing Jon hears and immediately treats like a weekend project. So let's be very clear. Big dog, Jon found a healing practice. You finding one angry bee behind the fence is not the same shit.
Because if this ends with your face looking like a cursed softball, that's not recovery. That's content, and we will absolutely use it. And let's start the morning loop.
To those of you that are new here, that is Sterling, that is Preston, that is Frankie, Tommy, Maya, and Sophia Grant, the team we call the Mornings in the Lab community here, hanging out with us and getting this show on the road every single day with us. Jess says, divorce, I stayed home. Hey, user, what's shaking? The user, the Chihuahua was cute. Good to see you, user RD6TUYUF. Divorce, Jess says, I stayed at home to raise my son. My son wanted to drop out of college, so I enrolled and went with him. Dude, we graduated with our associate degrees together last spring. Man, Jess, that is freaking awesome, man. Holy freaking smokes. I think I got to do this. Wow. That is, let's do this, guys. Whoa. Jess. Nation, there's never an excuse. There's actually never an excuse. So this young lady, Jess, says, my son's going to drop out. Hey, Whitaker, what's going on out there from the ocean? This young lady, Jess, says, my son's going to drop out. So what does she do? She's like, no, I'm going to go back to college with you. That is fucking brilliant. Jess, that is absolutely fucking brilliant, man. Good for you. And you know what? Your son, I got to think your son must think he's got the greatest mom on the planet, because that is unconditional commitment. 40 years old, swallowing your pride, looking in the mirror, saying, no, boy, I'm going to go back with you. And they go to college together. They graduate. That is awesome, man. That is absolutely awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Whitaker, what's going on out there in the ocean? And this, we got, I am still a fucking Ritz cracker. Yes, I am. What's going on? Rawad 2472 joining me this morning. And of course, users sending out some love to Jess as well. And yeah, so okay, we've given enough love to the Whitaker because he's out there on the ocean. So we'll just leave that alone. Hey guys, Tucker is having a little bit of coming to Jesus. Oh, did I say Jesus? Tucker Carlson? And are we going to talk about the president, Donald Trump? Hey, what's going on with Tucker Carlson? Kai.
Everybody's got that one friend who finally admits he was dead wrong. Now imagine that friend had 5 million viewers.
Tucker went on his podcast and told America he's sorry for misleading them into supporting the man with orange hair.
Real question is whether that's accountability or a man saving his brand before the whole thing collapses.
Either way, he said it out loud. Most men won't even do that at their own dinner table.
Hey, so I thought I'd throw this on the table today because the guy comes out and does an interview this week and says, yeah, sorry. What's fascinating to me is that we have a fellow who, you know, we live in a world now where there's influence. And we as sheep, we just follow. And we blindly follow. And then one day the sheep turns around and says, oh yeah, you thought I was a white sheep? I'm actually black. Like what? And it happens here in our country in Canada. You know, you vote for a politician and then a few weeks later, the guy wakes up and says, no, I'm going to cross the floor and become part of the other party. You're like, what? It's quite interesting to me. So Tucker wakes up yesterday and says, I led you all to a situation that I now regret. and listen, I've said to all of you right from day one here, I don't really have an opinion. Frankly, I don't want to say I don't care, but I don't. I just find it interesting where we can lead people down a path and then we can simply change our mind, which I guess is okay. We can change our mind. And then we got to come to the table, look in the mirror and acknowledge it. So if there's anything I will say that I have a lot of respect for, regardless if you like or dislike somebody who comes to the mirror and says, I was wrong. I am sorry. And this is not about whether you believe in his politics or the man with orange hair's politics. This is simply about somebody acknowledging that they may have led us to the wrong cup of water and they want to acknowledge that. So, tell you what, we're going to keep the conversation going with that young man riding into, well, he's on his way here. His name is Jon Andersen. Nice.
I don't know what that was, but that was fucking pretty cool. And the outfit, I don't know what to think of the outfit. I want to see it again.
That was awesome, man.
That was definitely better than the Mazda.
So is this my end or your end? You're going to give me shit right now because my internet's not working or yours not working? Whose isn't working right now?
I don't know. Let's rock. Let's see.
Hey, Kai, who's not working? Me or Johnny? Oh, it's me. Of course it's me. Johnny, I was working just fine until you arrived here. So, hey, listen, Johnny, have a little chat with the community while I hit a reload here. Yeah, well, I hit a reload is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do this.
Community, what is going down? It is another beautiful day. And if you're here, I want to congratulate you guys because
there we go.
This is what we do. We're up here leading by example every day. That's the key.
There we go.
All you got to do is show up, because the best part about showing up is you're going to beat 80% of people just by showing up, which means you get here every day. You're 80%. You're ahead of 80% of people. Are you back? Are you working? Rock for me. Well, I guess he's not back. Well, point in being, 80% of people, if you can get ahead, if you can be in the top 20%, you're balling, straight up balling. So think simple. Don't think complex. I do everything. I should say all of my successes in life are through focusing on simplicity. And the simplest thing to do is show up. Is it difficult? Absolutely. But when you practice, things get easier. We have to practice belief. We have to practice our eating habits. We have to practice our bedtime. We practice everything, including showing up. And pretty soon, if you're not showing up, you feel like you're robbing yourself. If you're robbing yourself, you don't feel good about yourself. And the pain of change is less than the pain of your reality. And now it's just become a new you. Remember a habit. Say it takes 21 days to create a habit. Well, that's the tip. That's just the very tip of what's going on. That habit turns into basically lifestyle. Lifestyle turns into a state of mind. And then a state of mind becomes who you are. Now you're just this person who shows up. You don't actually have to try. It happens all by itself. Now we're talking. You see, it's the small little bits, the core of who we are that makes us who we are. So when you just become the person that eats well, you become the person that exercises, you become the person that does the things that you wish you were doing, it's all because you practice, and you practice showing up first. We talk about it all the time. You want to set a goal to do something new? Make it simple. Make it easy. Make the barrier of entry low. You want to exercise every day, every morning? Start with putting your shoes on. You want to go for a walk every morning? Give yourself a 1 minute.
I have no idea why I'm having challenges right now, actually.
All right, I can hear you perfectly. Can you not hear me? Want me to drop out and come back? Well, I'm glad I didn't do that. There would have been nobody here. Anyway, it's Wednesday. They call this the hump day because this is the day where people have trouble. They've got up and they've done their shit for 2 days in a row, and the third day becomes the hump day. How does that work? Don't subscribe to all of this shit. It's only hump day to the people who are not showing up. The people that are showing up are watching the people complain about hump day. The people that are showing up are watching the people say, thank God it's Friday. So you see how simple this can become? Simple is the key. Well, think about like what's the key to success? What is the key? Everybody looks for one thing. The key to success is a combination. Is it really a key? No, it's a few things. Think of the key as like the little padlock that's got the numbers. Well, each number represents something else. Just a few things that if you were doing in your life, that's the key to success. Showing up, meaning one. I was having a talk last night went to dinner with some friends, and I was talking to their kids. They were kids in their late 20s, and they were asking me about, one thing that if I could, one piece of advice that I could give to somebody that would be the easiest, but the biggest benefit. My answer was a set bedtime. And of course they went right to, they thought, man, it's just about sleep, which that's a massive part of it. But a set bedtime represents a whole lot more than just your circadian rhythm. Now, again, your circadian rhythm and your sleep will propel you into the next stratosphere once you get that dialed in. But it's more than that. It's the willingness to take out a step outside your comfort zone. It's the willingness to go against the grain, because who has an alarm that says it's time to go to bed? Very few. Well, you want to be like everybody else? Well, you don't, because you're here. So set bedtime, it represents the discipline. What's the guy? He's a Canadian guy, actually. Dan Martell. He's one of the $100 million, but by now he's probably $200 million guy. But you get all these guys, these influencers. I can see you rocking, brother.
I'm here, brother. I'm back. Thanks for having my back this morning. It was all good until
I showed up. Then I took over the show. Fucking A.
I love it.
Let me just finish what I was saying about the bedtime. Dan Martell, you know that guy. He's a savage.
Yeah, he is a savage. Yes.
One of the things that he says, look, if you have a set bedtime, you'll be successful. Because it represents so many other things besides your circadian rhythm.
Yes. You know what's crazy about bedtime though, Johnny, and it's why I'm so passionate about the morning, is that, you know, we get into our days, and then it's like all hell breaks loose, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to go to bed because I'm just too into the flow and into the rhythm, which is why I really enjoy the morning, and I know you do too. I find it's easier to start a habit first thing in the morning. Would you not agree with that?
Yeah, you know, and I totally agree. But what I would do is I would put that in camouflage for people. Because people who hear the word habit, it's like saying the word diet.
Yes.
So think about I agree with what you're saying, but think about, don't create a habit for the morning, create a system.
Yes. Yeah.
Because really the system is it really pretty much, especially in the morning, you're kind of like for me, for sure, you probably have a period of your morning where, although you start with a shower, I don't.
Yeah.
Is that I'm moving about in that first 15 minutes. I'm kind of getting my coherentness gathered. I get up and I just start moving, and my body knows exactly what to do. My brain is really not there yet.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me that and this is not a judgment thing. This is just a curiosity thing, that you don't have a shower first thing when you get up. Like you wake your body up, and no joking, counting John, it's hot or cold, but part of your routine is you don't get up and have a shower, right? So you get up, you have a piss, probably have some water, and you wake up. You wake up slowly that way, eh? Like, because I've my entire life, Anderson, like right from a young boy, I've always walked right into the shower, like a habit for me.
No, I've never done that. I've always been. If I take a shower in the morning, it means I didn't prepare the night before.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because you shower the night before, don't you? To help
right before I go to bed.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Everything is ready. When I wake up, I roll out of bed and I wake up and it's just that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wake up and I'm there faster than others. Other times, like today, holy shit, man, we played another one of those ripping games of pickleball. Fuck it. I figure like this. Here's an interesting thing. It's the first time this has ever happened. So in El Dorado Ranch, it's like a I don't know what you call it, like a courtplex. There's like 8 courts.
Yeah, 100%.
And so Terry and I were on a court, and there was 2 other couples, and they were playing. They were actually playing the game. Terry and I we just basically volley. And in our hour, they played 6 games.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you see, and keep in mind, those games are 3, 4, 5 back and forth. Then they stop, reset. They're calling out fucking, I'm a number 1, which means just, because there's a way you play the cadence when you play the game.
Yes.
There's more downtime than when you're moving.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like basketball where you run back to the other side. The ball stops. Everybody walks back to their starting positions. The ball changes side, or sometimes not change side, and you do it again. But there's a serve, and it, some games only will a point, I should say, might only last 4 or 5 back and forth. And if it's doubles, you might only be going for a ball.
Yeah.
Now, imagine if you're playing the long ball, as it's called, because they run up to the line. So they're basically they're not even moving. I mean, they're moving.
Okay.
But Terry and I are playing behind the back line.
Yes.
And we're going forever. And keep in mind, we're trying to keep it going. So it's just, and if you never are hitting it, and I can say never because I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
never hitting it directly back to the person. You know, you're always getting a shot that's going fucking, you know, that's rogue. And so you got to dig for one. But anyway, moving like that for an hour is holy shit, man. I was fucking cooked.
Oh, so, and that's a situation where you can use an absolute, right? Because you're like, no, absolutely never hitting.
Yeah, like with golf, I can use some absolutes too because I'm terrible.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Good morning, everybody. Hanging with Keith and Jon. So, Johnny, you heard me yesterday. You may or may not when you left, though. But so I'm bringing the guy back from yesterday because I know we were quite intrigued by what he had to say. The B guy. Yeah.
I didn't see a B.
Yeah, so
if I saw one, I'd have something to report.
So I know that we were quite curious about what happened yesterday on the show with that fellow. Just, so lightning, Lyme disease, and bees. And then Petro, we got Petro being curious about what the hell all that's about. So I'm bringing him back. We'll have a conversation and learn more. I know you were intrigued by it. And I got to be honest, but I'm obviously full of a lot of skepticism, I think, as anybody would. I'm curious, and I want to ask more questions and learn.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
What I would say is to the masses.
Yeah.
I think this is just what I see at this point.
Yeah.
To the masses, I don't think that the average person is going to have these massive effects, but
yes,
a sick person, especially keeps talking about Lyme's.
Yes.
There's massive room for improvement. Like, for example, there are peptides that are designed for people with certain conditions.
Okay. Yeah.
And when you use like there's a condition, I can't remember what it is, but it's a major mitochondria failure.
Okay.
And SS31 just fucking changes the game for these people.
Well, and the reality is
for you or I, it's just going to give us a perk.
And I got to think, Anderson, the reality is if I've been diagnosed with a debilitating disease or I got a chronic illness or something, knowing who I am and knowing who you are, I'm probably searching everything on the planet to help me beat that, overcome that, manage.
Dude, after 11 years of feeling like hell,
dude,
put a fucking a dog turd in a goddamn tortilla. I'll chew it down if it's going to make me feel better.
It's so true, right? So that's why I say, like, and I'm really glad you prefaced it, right? Because you're right, Johnny. To the average person, myself, you're like, what?
But he's saying that it has benefits to the average person, and I don't doubt. But just you can't think you're hearing these life-changing things for sick people. You can't apply that across the board, and I think the context is what brings the skepticism.
That's it. Johnny, before I brought you in here, just a quick little dial back here. I
heard about Tucker. What did he do?
So yesterday he got onto his platform yesterday, his big interview, and he acknowledged that he was wrong. That he told all of his followers to walk towards the man with orange hair, and it would make everybody's lives better. And now he's like, no, I was wrong. It's actually not. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but our lives aren't better since this administration. And I'm basically said, I'm sorry for walking you to the water.
What was his top 3 reasons?
That it was all about character. What was about character? That the person he thought had character that would make right decisions, essentially. Is not the kind of person that he's like. What was his words? Is underperforming their character. Is what it was, something along those lines. Essentially, so the war in Iran, he's not happy with. There's a number of things that he's not happy with since he got that man elected, and he basically came out yesterday and said, "I'm sorry, it's on my conscience." And for me, it wasn't so much, Johnny, about him acknowledging it. It's just about us as humans acknowledging when we are wrong, and it's hard to do. It's hard to do for people.
Well, especially on a platform like that.
Whoa, 5 million people or 10 million people that are following you around, and all of a sudden the sheep says,
well, then that's when you start to see the person's deciding, what do I want to be remembered for with all my work?
Yes. And oh my God, to hear you say that, I think that's exactly what he was reflecting on.
Yeah, like, holy shit, if he feels that he was leading the sheep to slaughter, he at some point has got to go, fuck, I thought the slaughterhouse was going to start loving these sheep, and they're not. So I got to fucking blow the whistle. All you fuckers that are in line, run.
You know what? So your paraphrase right there essentially summed up what it was, because he talked about character, misjudging character, and you're bang on. It was like he was looking in his own mirror at his own legacy going, holy shit, I walked you motherfuckers down a path.
Well, it's crazy. It's funny that you brought this up because it was yesterday, maybe.
Yeah.
I try to keep my feed on Instagram of stuff that I'll stop and watch.
Okay. Yeah.
I made the fucking bad mistake of watching this fucking fight video all the way through. And God damn it. Next thing you know, it's every fucking fat fucker on the planet fighting at 7-Eleven. I'm like, what did I do to myself?
Yeah. Yes.
So I had to reprogram. It takes 5 minutes to reprogram algorithm. You find what you want, watch 2 videos of that person all the way through.
Yes.
Anyway, but he's always like a market predictor, right?
Okay.
He's pretty good. Like he fucking predicts what's going to happen with stocks. And of course he's not always right, but I see him say enough stuff that comes true or close enough that I feel he's credible.
Pay attention. Yeah.
And he's not some highly well-known name. I think he's like 1 million followers on Instagram. You know,
okay.
It's not like he's some, but anyway, he basically said, look, he goes, at this point, I have to say, I'm starting to question what's going on here. He goes, there's been some massive wealth shifting around.
Mm.
And there's been a lot of wealth. He was basically saying that he felt that there was too much power used for gathering wealth on a personal level.
Yeah. Yes.
Is what he was saying. And I mean, I guess to a certain extent, if you were to understand how to look at presidents, they're all doing it. You just don't see it as clearly because they weren't billionaires when they showed up.
Well, that's just it. You know, yeah, it's Andersen. We've been talking. This is as long as history is itself. Politicians and decisions and agreeing and not agreeing and.
Well, this is what I'm hoping for, brother. And I'll make an analogy to where, like when I worked some athletes that I knew had just massive potential, right? So you remember the power clean, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, these guys needed to understand the technique perfectly. They were going to go off and compete in D1.
Oh, yeah.
And so most guys show up to college never learning how to do it. My guys show up and they're like, the strength coach is like, okay, where did you learn to do that? And you're not training with the freshmen anymore. Go with the upperclassmen, go train with them because their technique is better than a lot of the high-end trained guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I did this through making them do, in some cases, months, and I'm not fucking kidding you, months of clean pulls, which is basically just the bottom of the movement. You're basically from the floor up on your toes here, and I was just watching them getting that bar float. Once the bar floated, right, and they were in position, they were snapping their hips, they were getting that snap out of their body, which is that's alignment. You got to get that snap.
Yes.
Right? Anyway, point in being is that these guys were like, and they told me later, they were like, you know, we were really fucking starting to question if you knew what you were doing. And then one day I said, okay, you're ready. All I had to do was say, catch it. What do you mean catch it? Turn the bar over.
Oh, yeah. They're so used to, yes.
Oh, my God. It was like the fucking world just opened up to them. So I'm hoping, my analogy, I'm hoping that we're just clean pulling like motherfuckers. And all of a sudden one day he's going to say, catch it. And we're going to go, holy shit, all of this fucking pain and anguish was for this.
What a good analogy, brother. Fuck, you're brilliant. You know, I got to tell you something. So AJ taught me what you were the clean pull, right? So, and I did not go through that progression like Zeglin did. I think Zeglin needs to take a page out of you because I struggled through it until I finally got it doing the catch part, right? As a matter of fact, I told you one time I tried to catch it, it fell and it landed on my fucking legs and I, whatever. But that's a fucking hard movement. And now that I think about it, I would have loved to have done it your way because it's just repetition, and then boom, catch it. And I can.
Well, I mean, the majority of the movement is the fucking bottom. If it's like, if you don't have that down, you've built your fucking house on sand.
Well, so it's funny, John, because I struggle with like coordinated things. Like if I'm doing a yoga on the screen, or if you're teaching me like a mirrored effect saying do this, for some reason I have a hard time, truthfully, like actually mirroring people. Like, so if you say do this, like I really struggle with that, like maybe just the visual aspect of it. So I struggled to learn that movement from AJ. I really did.
Well, here's the crazy part. I would say 97% of people
Yeah.
think that they understand how to power clean, and they have no fucking clue. They're mimicking what they think they see, but they don't see what they're actually supposed to be doing.
Oh, I can guarantee you I was not doing it right after the way you've explained it.
I'm AJ was a great coach, but I would guarantee.
Oh, I guarantee it.
That if I watch you power clean,
yes,
that it would be like, okay, this is a fucking train wreck.
1,000%. Absolutely 1,000%. Yeah. Hence I dropped it that one time. But the way you explain it though, because I can see that thought process, right? Which is, okay, movement. Okay, what the fuck are we doing? Okay, you're done. Man. And then what are you doing? And then okay, now do this next step. Makes a lot of sense.
Most people think that the bottom of a power clean is like a deadlift. It is fucking so different than the deadlift. The deadlift you set up with your shoulder behind the bar.
Yeah,
you're on your heels.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, you're on the balls of your feet. Your shoulder is in front of the bar.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking recipe for disaster in a deadlift.
Yes.
You know, and it's like you're bringing it. If it's not touching you just above your fucking nuts, you missed the boat there too, because you've missed your hip extension. So most people will clean it to the top and it won't touch them.
Yeah.
Fucking missed you. The major powerhouse is waiting to be unleashed.
Well, and fucking it freaked me out when it was just the whole idea of catching it. Like, again, just being frank with you, like that, it was like, okay, you got to catch it. Like, fuck, catch it. Because
so the guys that had trouble catching it, that, you know, that basically then they went to phase 2. The guys that caught it, they were like, boom, off they went. The guys that had a hard time, bar, pull it to your chin.
Yeah.
Then basically I had a little, then I would clap. And all they could do was they weren't allowed to do anything but move their feet. Because they're on their toes. Move their feet. They drop down. The bar is not supposed to move.
Holy shit. Yeah.
They're thinking I got to pull and go. No, the pull is over. You never pull on the bar. The bar generates from the fucking hips. It's floating, right? So here it is. It's at the top right here, right? Pull it right to your tits. Now, and you're on your toes. The only thing you're allowed to do is basically move your feet, and you're going from your toes to your heels. That drop is what puts you under.
Like kind of like this, Anderson, like right? Basically,
that's it. But the bar should not move. This is the only thing happening because you've changed levels.
Dude, I'm just standing here doing this, like that.
Oh, you got to go to the toes, wait, then go.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm on my toes.
So you're creating momentum. No momentum.
Okay, I got it right. I got to stand right. Stand.
You got to beat the bar. You got to beat the fucking bar.
Oh yeah. Yeah. See that.
Just hang there on your toes.
Yeah.
And then so here's your toes, right?
Yes.
All you're going to do is go like this. Your feet are going to move out to heel. That's it. Out into heel. That's it.
Oh yeah. Fuck. I've learned more in the last 4 minutes doing this video thing with you than I did with AJ for months there in the gym. True story.
Yeah. Well, it's me fucking stripping things down to the most simple form.
Yeah. Hey, Jess, I think it's about Jess. You're right. I think you're absolutely right. Johnny, so Jess, one of our regulars, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to love it in a quick second here. But before we do that, John Fulbert, I see you there. We'll bring you in a couple minutes. Jess says, I think it's about distancing himself from an administration that might not fall on the right side of history. Yeah, probably. And there's something to be said for that as well, which is okay. At least I can predict what the future might look like so I can fall on the correct side of it, wherever it's going to be. But Johnny, get this. So Jess is a regular listener. Jess is 44 years old. You're going to love this. Her son comes to her before you walked into the lab. She dropped this on the show here today because we're talking about why your second act, might be rotting. We get into our 40s and we go through midlife crisis, shit like that. Well, she says that my son was going to drop out of college. She's like, no, I'm going to go back to college with you. Johnny, 44 years old. She goes back to college with her son. They graduate together. That's fucking cool, man.
That's interesting for sure.
Like that you talk about. So your kid coming to you saying, I'm dropping out. No, I don't think you should drop out. I'm going to go with you. Like that's an unconditional commitment. I think it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean that's unique.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
100%. Tell you what's unique. Tyson, push-ups.
Hey, real quick, back to the whole thing about the political shit.
Yeah.
So, I think the one thing that people, this is my opinion, should keep in mind.
Yes,
is that we've been dealing with call it administrations, presidents that are afraid to break shit. Oh, shit needs to be broken right now. It's already broken.
I agree.
Let's stop holding this thing together. Yes. Let it fall apart and rebuild it.
Yes, I completely agree with you. And sometimes that has to happen. And sometimes
it's like the glass broke in your hand.
Yes.
And you're trying to fucking hold it.
Yes.
Telling everybody it's not broken. Well, why don't you put some water in it then?
It's like I've said, Johnny, what frustrated me for the previous 4 years was there was nothing happening. It was like, okay, we had like a dead country. Nothing's happening. Somebody fucking do something. Whether you like it or don't like it, at least something's happening. We can move, and then out of the movement, we can discover. If you're not moving, you're not discovering. You're fucking
no matter which way you move, somebody's going to get pissed off.
That's exactly it. So I'm with you, brother. I'm at least glad that there's movement happening. Speaking of movement, I think you'll appreciate this. Teach me on this one. Check out Tyson's commitment to push-ups. So he did a different kind of push-up than I've done, or maybe you've done this one. Apparently he did 500 of these a day as a young man growing up. But check out his movement, Anderson, and coach me through it.
Is that him right there?
Yeah. Look at his younger Mike, but look where he puts his feet. He did 500 of these a day. Is there a mechanical advantage of that? Harder, easier, or just a full body?
I think the reason he's putting his feet on the wall is so it can push himself back forward.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But anytime you're doing, he's got a push up in there.
Yes.
But it's more than just chest. It turns into a shoulder as well. There's a lot more going on. It's taken I guess you'd say like so think of like this. A push up would be like a bench press.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Very non-dynamic.
Yes.
Now he's turned that into like a push jerk.
Yeah.
Like, Like the top of what we're talking about is there's more pieces moving.
Yes.
Yeah. I've never seen that either.
Yeah, me neither. Actually, I thought it was quite. Yeah, because to your point, I think it hits more of the full body, right? For out of that one movement, right?
A hell of a lot more than a regular push-up.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit. And then here's something else too. I thought, because we were talking Brock over the last few days, Brock Lesnar, he called it on the weekend, Obi Femi or Obi Fama. Johnny, we talked about overnight success. On the left, 2021. On the right, the biggest stage in wrestling. So, everybody's, you're overnight success. He's like, fuck that, man. I've been getting after it for a long time. That's him when he first was at the training facility as a young man. Like I said, that was 5 years ago. But
if you look at that, he looks pretty fucking portly over there.
Oh, fuck, does he ever?
So if you think of 5 years, that is kind of a definition of overnight success.
Yeah. Yes. That's a good point. Point.
You don't fucking get from, you can see his tits.
Yes.
Through his shirt.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and that
you
belly.
can see his belly button and his fat, but now he's standing in front of 90,000 people on the biggest stage in 5 years. I would tag that as overnight success.
Yeah, but
like Finn Balor.
Yes,
dude, he was. He was in the Indies. I don't know if he was in the Indies first too. Granted, but from the body type,
yes,
that's fucking massive progress.
Massive. I scrolled over it. I found a pic of Finn Balor. It was a pic of like a yesterday and then today. The guy hasn't aged. He looks just as young as the guy's got this. He's got this look in his physique. He looks the same forever. Actually,
if you look on my Instagram account, way the fuck it would have been like in 2011.
Yeah.
There's a picture of he and I right after a show.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
He looks so fucking young. It's unbelievable. Well, he was probably only 26 at that point.
What was he in his 40s now? He's younger than you, is he not?
Yeah. He's
44, 45.
He's in his 40s.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah. He kind of reminds me of CM Punk. All right, well, listen, we're bringing him back. John Fulbright joined us yesterday. We talked Lyme disease, we talked lightning strikes, and we talked about how it all works together. Jimmy, Kai, I know you're on the buttons. I don't think we have an intro. Let's bring him back up on the stage. John.
Yesterday, Jon Fulbright sat on this stage and told us how Lyme disease nearly killed him. 2 hours after his first bee treatment, he was back on the river doing kayak flips. He hadn't touched a kayak in 2 years. But we only got part of the story, the lightning strike itself. The politics around the bees, the wall between patients and insurance. Jon treats Lyme patients, Parkinson's patients, and PTSD veterans. People who were told there was nothing left to try. Lyme disease is spreading. A course of treatment can cost $300,000 in cash. Jon is working to get bee venom approved under international disease codes so patients can actually get insurance coverage for this treatment. Jon, good to have you back in the lab. We're picking up right where we left off.
So, Fulbright, I never do this. We've never done it. But we go back to back. We had our time.
Well, literally yesterday's segment, just so you know, Jon, would not have ended had we not had she's our most popular segment on Tuesdays.
Yeah, true story.
There was no way we couldn't leave her sitting. That's the only reason we had to bump you. Otherwise, you'd have stayed with us probably till I was gone.
I agree. Yeah, Jon is absolutely right. So before we brought it back, man, we want to keep this conversation going from yesterday.
I got to tell you, brother, you inspired me enough. I was on the lookout for a fucking bee all day yesterday. I just didn't find one.
Well, it just depends where you live, you know. And
right now I'm in my house in Baja, Mexico. You know,
interesting. As soon as we got off the phone, I had a 20-year friend, a skier, been here for 20 years skiing in the mountains with us. He actually called me, and he's been taking care of his dad back in Maine. And he, all of a sudden, he was about to die. He was dizzy, went to the ER. They checked him out. They put a pacemaker in. Turns out he's got heart block going. This is one of the more dangerous symptoms of Lyme disease. Not always Lyme disease causing heart block, but in his case, they're still looking. 70% of the tests don't show positive results. So this is a big deal. When you got 70% of the tests failing to find the positive infection, then you've got issues. And so, you know, right now in the United States, it's one of the biggest deals is that they're working on diagnostics because the tests aren't really finding Lyme reliably. Most of the positive diagnoses are actually handled in clinic based on symptoms. And so anyways, this poor guy, you know, he's early 50s and he's dealing with heart block. His heart rate was down to 23 beats a minute. They put a pacemaker in. Now he's up at 50 where he should be. And, you know, they got it in the nick of time. Now he's going through who's got the test that'll work. Will his body even show it? And so in many of these cases, you could have Lyme going full blown. And when you go for a test, it's not actually going to show that your immune system's working. A lot of these tests actually look for a reaction from your immune system. And if you're too sick, your immune system won't make the proper reaction and then you won't have a positive test, which then denies you a lot of claims if you have insurance. So it's still a big mess. And Jon, you know, or Keith, actually, I noticed you got a Canadian accent, you know, and we talked a little bit about Canada yesterday. The number one thing killing moose in Canada.
Yes, I know. Absolutely.
So brother, let me ask you a question. I know you don't recommend me going to try to get a bee sting, but let's just say that, yes, just tell me what you think with your expertise. And this is not a recommendation. I get it.
Right. I
go get stung by a bee, keep that very open, positive perspective on what the possibilities are. What would you, I mean, I don't know if I have Lyme disease. Hell, I don't even know if I've been bit by, I don't think I've been bit by a tick before, but it sounds like I could still have some issues that could be positively affected. What would you guess with your best guess? And I'll call it a guess only because that way you're totally not on the hook for anything you're saying. That would be good. That would happen.
Well, most people, what most people see, and you know, there's a little variation in how you receive the bee. If you just do a random full sting of a bee,
remember, I'm just gonna go find a bee and try to get stung.
Right, and depending on where you get stung, you're gonna have a different reaction from if I was treating you, for example, with one bee. So Lyme disease
get stung in the arm.
Always neurologic, and bee venom is neuroprotective and neurorestorative. So even if you don't have Lyme disease, one of the biggest things we see in almost everyone that I've treated is a sense of calm, kind of a neurologic reset. One of the things we see is if you add a bee, especially me when I was sick, as soon as I do a bee, I would notice chills throughout my body. And that would be the bee venom kind of clearing up the cell-to-cell communication. And that's one of the biggest things we see right away with folks is getting a bit of venom in, you may get really relaxed, super calm, mental clarity, deeper sleep. It's kind of like a neurologic reset. Now, they have been there has been clinical trials done of getting stung randomly by bull stings and then doing acupuncture with venom. Acupuncture with venom going into the acupoints throughout the body is 10 times stronger than regular random stings. So with one bee properly placed, maybe 10 places around the body, we can elicit a systemic reset neurologically. So many treatments, especially first timers, I'll use one bee, but I may sting them in 8 or 10 places with the same stinger. And what that does when you hit the right acupoints throughout the body is you get a systemic effect almost immediately.
So you're at 10-to-1 ratio. I would need to go get stung by more than one bee.
Well, not even. I mean, one bee would do a huge thing for you in most cases, depending. Now, if you had one bee on your, like, say, the top of your head, it's going to hurt pretty good on the skull. But the thing is it's going to be dramatic for the brain. Now, with Lyme disease patients, we got to be really careful because of many of the people I've worked with. If we do one full bee on the head, they're going to have their lymph glands swell up like grapes, and you got to be really careful. Some people can take one bee maybe in a week, whereas if you're detoxing well, you can do several bees every other day kind of thing. We don't like to normally do it every day because it increases a lot of other side effects like cleaning the cells, and you get this massive die-off. That's one of the biggest things. If we were to do bee venom on somebody that they didn't know they had it, but maybe they had symptoms, once you do a bit of venom, you're going to see die-off coming out of the system, and that's going to be swelling in the lymph, whatnot. And if you get a really dramatic effect, then it's likely you could be packing some sort of intracellular infection. And this thing with Lyme is immense. I mean, right now, I had 5 phone calls yesterday. One from over there in UK, Scotland, and Ireland. It's a huge deal. It's not being addressed properly. I have clients over in Europe and all over the world. I mean, it's unbelievable how many different countries I'm getting calls now, just from people that have, and many of these people have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars doing antibiotics.
That's what I was going to ask, Bill. Tell people what your therapy costs, because obviously, making this actionable for people, is this something that the average man can afford?
Yeah. What do you cost?
Well, exactly. And, what I do with Lyme patients is I work on donation. I have, if somebody's got a job, I charge $150 for a treatment if they feel fine with that. It's pennies.
So that's extraordinarily reasonable. And it sounds like you're just honestly, bro, when I hear you describe how you take payment, it really proves that you're here for the goodness and the spreading of this knowledge rather than the monetary gain, because that's over the top reasonable. And it's basically donation. If someone had $25 and then that's all they had and you believe that was it, you would happily take that, it sounds like.
I look at it a little differently though, Johnny. I look at it a little differently, Fulbright. So I wonder, allow me just to wonder out loud with you.
Yeah.
So I respect your POV with the donation. I wonder if that hinders the credibility of your approach, because it allows me to question the value of your offering.
He's not trying to sell stock to a fucking company he's creating.
I understand, Johnny, but what I'm wondering though and I'm actually supportive of what I would prefer he would do. I would prefer if he did not ask for donations, and I prefer if he actually put value on it. So I'm like, Fulbright, if this is
I think it's a combo though. He did say $150 if you got a job.
Yeah, I know, but I think, but to me, Andersen is like in the business world. Like I don't want to hear that. I want to know that he's like, okay, this is a product. This has value to it. This is the cost. No different than what you do, right?
Exactly, and I do. We do look at that. Like I have very high net worth patients, and they say, hey, look, I see what you're doing. You're doing this for free for a lot of people. I have a lot of patients. They receive the treatment. They pay me $1,000 because they're like, man, this is a life changer. And I'm happy to cash is not a big deal for you, or it's not a big deal for me. We're going to gift you out. Over the last 11 years, I've noticed that I've had these tips begin to increase. My first tip one day was $1,000. Then one year was 5,000. And then not long ago, I had a patient that said, look, I see what you're doing. I know you're helping a lot of people, homeless folks, people that can't afford it. Money's easy for me. I'm going to gift you a tip. And it was 17 grand. And that completely blew my mind.
Wow.
But the fact is, you know, when I tell people, some folks are saying, hey, look, what do you charge for this? It's changed my life. I say, look, pay me what you're comfortable with.
Yeah. Good morning, Rico.
These massive things are going, because really where we're going with this, Keith and John, is getting this approved on a level where if it fits under the international disease codes as an alternative practice to treat Lyme disease, we're talking about taking people from suicide, complete disability, to getting back to the workforce.
Yeah.
And this is something that should be covered by insurance. And it's a skill that's used every day in China and Asia and Korea. It's very, it would be very amicable to somebody that knows how to do it too. It's really just knowledge.
So how would you, real quick, I want to just jump back, Keith. I got to say, I agree with you from a business standpoint. That's how you title it, from business.
Yes.
I think at this point, I would say that this is just partially a business.
I would agree with you, John. Yeah, that's why, exactly. That's why I preface. So I'm glad you said that, John. But that's why I preface it the way that I did, because I'm trying to help remove some of the skepticism from it, right? In my head, right? So I'm okay. So to me, skepticism comes with value. When somebody says, "Well, just donate what you want to donate," I'm like, "What the fuck? It's like not really real, right?" So when you say to me, "Here's the value of it," I start to now associate, you know, maybe a perceived value and business value around that.
Well, I mean, but so let's just go. I have a business, viable business.
Yes.
And I mean, I give shit away because I want to help people.
Yeah, I know, but you've also established a certain value around that, right? So you're like, here's what the cost is. So what I heard Fulbright say was, if you don't have a job, like what would you like to donate? The word donate really makes me like nervous. I'm like, in the world of business, donate.
But if he had said $150, and if you can't afford it, donate what you can, would that have changed how you feel?
No, $150. That's what it is. It's not free. It's $150.
Well, and then when you look at the medical world, I mean, many of these Lyme literate doctors are charging $800 an hour. Most of this care is beyond reach of people. If they don't have insurance to cover it, they're basically suicidal.
But what it does for me, though, is it creates an enormous amount of skepticism, just being frank, when it's around the donational side of things, right?
I understand that. And, you know,
it's weird, brother, because I kind of go to the flip side of that.
Interesting.
Because I mean, I don't know. I guess it's like, I mean, you can argue either side. There's no question.
100%. Yeah.
You know, but I guess it's from the standpoint of, you know, it just fits it fits the character of our guest.
I don't
if he was in a fucking suit, you know, driving a fucking Rolls Royce.
Fair enough. Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Yes.
What do you?
I mean, the thing is,
who are you trying to sell this fucking snake gold to?
$2,000.
He looks like fucking. It looks like Indiana Jones or fucking Crocodile Dundee, and he's out fucking crusading to help people with Lyme's disease. It makes perfect fucking sense.
All that I'm inviting is perhaps a removal or a change of a word. Here's the cost. This is what it is.
Well, and many of my patients can't afford that. And
I was going to say, I'm going to uproot that, brother, because I don't think he really gives a shit if someone can afford it. He wants to help people, and he wants to. And keep in mind, the people that are in the position where he was that have been sick for fucking 11 years, they don't have fucking. Their skepticism is gone. They don't have that energy left.
What you're listening to is the power of a great conversation this morning, guys, with Fulbright, Billis, and Andersen. Because listen, I know what you guys want. If we're all singing the same language, it's a kumbaya session nobody's learning from. And I know that we're all different. We all have questions. We're all skeptics. We're all curious. So that's why we're going around the table and having a wonderful conversation with our
John.
guys.
Just so you know, forgive him. He was raised on this fucking farm. They did a lot of weird shit there. So sometimes his perspectives get a little skewed.
Just doing my job. Okay, so here's a big question for you. Here's a big question for you, Fulbright. So, neurological reset. What does that mean? So, fluffy, and I just want to get a perspective from you when you say like a neurological reset. How do you measure that for me, John?
Well, exactly. And this is where we let the bees do the talking. And it's kind of like the venom can really set the stage for itself. It does, if people are skeptic, I'm like, great, try it anyway, see how you feel. And we always got to go light, because remember, this is dragon medicine. This is medicine that is so ancient, extremely powerful. It's very potentially dangerous if somebody is allergic. I mean, we have to be prepared for a life-threatening situation. At every given moment. We never try to meet this. I always meet it with deep reverence. That's why I always got EpiPens. I've always got Zyrtec, liquid Zyrtec. And I would say the same for you, John. I don't care who it is. You got to be prepared for a major reaction, because this stuff is the real thing. It's not to be messed with. And I mean, I just had my good friends down in South Texas that they were attacked by Africanized swarms of really dangerous bees.
Yeah, it sounds like those African bees are no fucking joke, man.
No, man, it's no joke. And when you're in the southern states, any normal European beehive can go wild, because the Africanized bees, they're incredible species. They're desert survivor bees. These things will take over.
That's good to know. I'm in the desert right now, brother. So I might have got stung by. I might have invited an African sting, man.
And the thing is the Africanized bee is a survivor bee, and they're very aggressive. And what they do is they actually gestate in 11 and a half days instead of 12 and a half days. So when you have a queen that lays eggs, if any of those eggs are Africanized, they're going to emerge quicker than the other queens and kill all the sisters first and take over the hive. And then every bee in that hive is going to have the same temperament as that queen. And that's what makes these Africanized hives so dangerous, is they can attack people. Even if you're within 100 yards, they may just full on swarm you. And so they can be life-threatening. Now, on the regular basis, neurologic reset, to get back to what you're saying, Keith, what we're finding is my nervous system was short-circuiting. Almost all of my patients have one thing in common. Lyme is always neurological. And when you have somebody that is tremoring and shaking, and their nerves are not functioning correctly, they can't remember anything. Like I had absolutely no memory. I couldn't remember a password for 5 minutes. My brain was turning to putty. And there's quite a lot of evidence now that Alzheimer's, dementia, all of these very severe diseases that we're seeing a lot of are actually stealth infections, undiagnosed Lyme, undiagnosed. There's 130 different infections you can get. I've had patients that got Lyme from spider bites. So it's not just ticks, it's ticks, spiders, anything that draws blood can pack this. Now, mosquitoes, we did look into, they can't carry Lyme, they can't stay alive. So mosquitoes don't transmit it, but they do transmit many other dangerous diseases. But the deal is once you add a bit of venom to the system, because it's in the surface of the skin, and the bee venom, like I was saying earlier, is water soluble, it travels through every cell in the body. And when it does that, it's restoring nerve connection. And in in my dementia patients, one of the biggest problems they have is they get rigidity, where their nerves don't shut off. They can't relax the muscle. They're locked up. Their quads are locked. They can't walk because their quads aren't working. And then we give them a bit of venom and their muscles relax.
Interesting. Hey, in the United States, over 476,000 people are diagnosed with Lyme. And when we come back, we're gonna wrap up, Johnny, with Fulbright here, because John, news dropped yesterday. True story. There is a vaccine for Lyme disease on the horizon, and I'm going to share it with you guys in about 3 minutes. We're going to do lifestyle tip with Andersen, come back reset hour 2, and wrap up with John Fulbright this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Let's do it, Andersen.
Thanks, buddy.
Lifestyle tip time. Of course, I'm going to try to keep this simple, actionable. Wake up with a plan. Tonight, before you go to bed, map out what you're going to do. Basically, what you're doing is you're pre-programming your mind. It's a plan of action. Your mind is programmed, your body will carry out the tasks. But if you're one of these people who kind of wakes up and just tries to figure stuff out on the fly, you're wasting the most valuable commodity we have as human beings. And if you haven't figured out what that is yet, it's because you haven't actually progressed enough in your success to recognize that time is the most valuable commodity we have. There's a place in all of our lives where we have more time than money. And then all of a sudden that starts to change, and we have more money than time, and we start to hoard in value, and we try to buy time back. Bottom line is, it all starts with making a plan. Understand what you're going to do, how you're going to do it before you wake up, and you'll be blown away with the efficiency that you'll create in your life. Now, when you gather more time through this technique, through this tip, guess what? Then you can stop using this stupid goddamn phrase like, I'm too busy, I don't have time. Well, I guarantee this. You're fucking wasting your time. You just don't know it because you haven't created a plan. So the tip, wake up with a plan. Create that plan tonight before you go to bed. And tomorrow will be a better day. Rock and roll.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. We're hanging out with Jon Fulbright this morning. Jon joined us yesterday. The guy was struck by lightning. The guy got Lyme disease. We're talking bee venom. Yes, apparently bee venom might help you with Lyme disease. We're having that conversation with Jon Fulbright this morning. We talked a little bit about Tucker Carlson pivoting from over here to over here. And what is it like when a man wakes up one day and says, I've been leading you guys to the wrong cup of water for so long, and I'm changing my mind. We had that conversation. Coming up after Fulbright leaves, 45 is the new deadline. Why your second act is rotting. What happens when midlife crisis shows up? Good morning, Lauren. I see you, baby. Lots of love from me to you. Let's get the hour two starting right now. Paul Reedner's joining us in about 12 minutes as well. We're going to talk about ibogaine. Yes, the administration is opening up to psychedelics. That conversation with Reedner coming up in about 12 minutes. But right now, we're going to continue it live with myself, Andersen, and Jon Fulbright this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. Kyle, let's bring Jon Fulbright back up on stage with me this morning. So, Johnny, I was saying to you before we cut it out here that there is a vaccine that they are launching into the market. Did you hear about that? Comments on that? Any feedback on that?
Not sure about the vaccine yet. I know it's out there. The previous vaccine was killing people, so I know that one wasn't popular. They did
clinical trial data from vaccine makers Pfizer and Valnova show that their Lyme disease shot reduced cases by about 70%. This was reported not even a month ago. And it's they're looking forward to dropping this in the market. And you're right, LB6 was approved after it was removed off the market in 2000 in demand because of low demand, apparently.
Well, yeah, it's we will see how that one goes. You know, I think it's an interesting concept. I haven't seen it. I haven't had enough experience with people that have tried it yet. But boy, you know, it could be amazing. I know there's a new tick-borne disease on the horizon. You know, of course, this one called alpha-gal. Yeah. Which is really huge in New York and Jersey area, spreading rapidly. One of the first people just died of that. And it's actually alpha-gal is a tick-borne disease that is causing severe anaphylactic allergic reactions to eating meat protein, including cheese, but red meat especially. This guy that just passed away, a young guy, he had no idea that he had alpha-gal. He was eating a hamburger 4 hours later.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that tick one as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a new one. There's also one other one from Africa. It's a hemorrhagic tick-borne fever that is coming to the United States. It's in Europe now. And this one is a really bad version of a tick bite. It creates a hemorrhagic fever, basically. I was talking to a senior scientist at Harvard that is working on an MMR vaccine, basically mRNA vaccine to stop the spread of the new hemorrhagic fever that's tick-borne.
Gotcha. Hey, Andersen, as we're wrapping up with Fulbright, is any closing comments, questions? I feel like my brain is just full of curiosity, but we don't have all day. So any closing comments from you, Andersen?
I mean, it's like we talked about before earlier in the show. Yeah. I think if people understand or they hear what our guest is saying in context, it'll be easier to wrap your brain around.
Yeah.
He's not coming on here making these spectacular claims for a healthy person. He's talking about people that have a condition that have the ability to make a change very quickly, much like, you know, there are other remedies that have the same power, but it's context based. So if you take it wrong, it's going to seem like some sort of a, it'll seem like some piece of bullshit, as Petro would try to detect. So I guess all I'm saying is just understand the context he's speaking in, and that will help you wrap your brain around. So because it is for sure hard for people to think that it could be as simple as this. But if you get down to it, nature has more fucking healing power than we understand.
Yeah, and and like I started out with Andersen this morning, Fulbright. If I'm in a situation where I can't get answers, I'm looking everywhere for answers, right? So I have nothing but respect for your journey to find the answer and a nonstop pursuit of finding the answer. And that to me is what it's about, right? And
yeah, and it's like Jon was saying, this thing with time. I pre-plan every day the night before, and one of my favorite Chinese quotes is, "The only time we have is the time we take."
Yes,
take your time, make it real, and 90%, 99% of my patients have tried everything. I have a friend. He's an MD. He's got a young boy. His kid's 8 years old. He got Lyme at 3. He was a bilingual athlete, little kid, amazing. He got Lyme. They've spent over $2 million on this little guy. He was having seizures, 28 seizures a month. We got him on. He went 18 days without a seizure, first time in 5 years.
Wow. So, see that right there. How do you not digest that? A condition that was met. It's like, okay, again, this was not a healthy little boy that all of a sudden became a track star because he did this.
That's it. And then sometimes, Fulbright, Andersen, we wake up in our 40s and time is passing us by. And sometimes what happens is we're like, oh my God, there's a crisis, midlife crisis, or it says, what am I going to do next? Let's just dig into the deep dive, myself, Andersen, and Fulbright. And I see Whitaker out there. We're going to bring her up in a few minutes as well. We're going to dig into midlife. What happens when everything starts rotting away? And Johnny, you wake up going, holy shit, my life is halfway done. Let's set it up,
boys.
Time
to buy a Corvette.
Yeah.
Set it up, deep dive.
If your dream's in the basement, name it. If you can't name it, you're not busy, you're hiding.
Men wait for permission. The move is 15 minutes a day. Before the house wakes up, before excuses get a vote.
At 45, the cost isn't failure. It's staying reliable while you get weaker, less hungry, and easier to ignore.
So the question isn't, what's the plan? It's, what's the smallest rep you'll repeat when you're tired? I got 15 minutes. It turns into scrolling. Then I feel guilty. Then I call it recovery.
True story. Keith and Jon, when a man says he's waiting for the right time, is that strategy or fear wearing a calendar?
Billis, Andersen, and Fulbright. Let's bring Fulbright back up here, Kyle. We're going to wrap up with Jon Fulbright here this morning on the deep dive. Then I got Reedner, we got Whitaker. We're popular this morning. I'm going to bring them up in a few minutes. Hey, Fulbright, before we wrap up with you, you're hitting your mid-40s. Just yesterday, I'm having some fun with you. You're hitting your mid-40s. What are you doing to prevent that midlife burnout, that midlife crisis, that midlife? I'm just getting started. Jon Fulbright.
I would basically keep stinging.
Yeah.
Because I was in my 40s when I was dying of Lyme. And let me tell you, it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I finally could sleep. My tremors stopped. My memory returned. My hormones came back online. After 2 years of venom, I went from the hormone profile of a 98-year-old man to a 45-year-old, and I was over in my 50s already. So there's a lot of miracles in this relationship with the bees, and I have people criticize, oh yeah, you're killing bees. Well, I used less than 10,000 bees to heal something that was money couldn't buy a solution. You look at all these celebrities dealing with Lyme, they have plenty of money, and the approaches aren't working. So sometimes you gotta have some backing from nature. All of this is really basic. When you look at the ancients, it's about getting minerals in there to change the voltage and the pH of the body. And then it's about and exciting the nervous system in a way that it can heal itself and keep talking to each other. Every cell talks in the body. That's how disease is healed. It's stimulating the immune system, dropping inflammation. I mean, that is my midlife crisis preventer. The other thing is, you know, if I'm going to take the life of a bee for somebody, I want to align your spirit with where you're going. If I'm going to give you something that's a priceless gift, what are you going to do with it?
Jon Fulbright dropping nuggets this morning. His advice: if you're hitting your 40s, you get stung like a bee. I'm sorry, you get struck by lightning. Go grab yourself a bee, which is a lot of fun. Fulbright, thanks for coming back and spending some time with myself and Andersen this morning. One more time.
Yeah, I would love it. And we'd love to get you guys sample treatment. You guys need to experience it. You know, there's nothing like the experience. Once you can experience the proper treatment, it's a life changer. If you're seeing, you'll see major changes in a short amount of time. And, you know, again, it's one of these things. If a healthy person, like Jon was saying, may not see much of a difference. If you're doing great, no problem. But if you're really sick and you're looking for solutions, this is one of the most digestible things the body could have in it.
Awesome. Andersen, we're saying about a Fulbright?
Yeah, man. This is it's like having a really informative discussion with the main character from Crocodile Dundee, Croc himself, man. This is good shit.
The B-Man, Jon Fulbright's going to head out of here. We're going to bring in Cheryl Whitaker, and we're going to ask her the question, Jon Andersen. Have a good one, Fulbright. We'll talk to you later, brother.
Thank you, brother.
We're going to bring in Whitaker. Riedner, you're on deck, my brother. We're going to bring in Whitaker from somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, Jon Andersen. We're going to ask her about midlife crisis and how she overcame it. Oh, we're bringing Riedner in as well. I love it. Paul Riedner, Cheryl Whitaker. The whole gang.
Hi guys. Good morning, Keith, Jon, and hey, Paul. Nice to meet you, teammate.
I want to talk a little bit about midlife crisis for a few minutes with you guys before I dig into some details. Cheryl, did you go through midlife crisis? I know you celebrated your birthday last week. You hit 40 last week. Have you gone through midlife crisis?
Oh, so sweet to say, hit 40.
Did you go through midlife crisis? Did you buy a Corvette?
Can I ask you though, what's your definition of a midlife crisis?
I met Jon Andersen. I fell in love.
Oh. Well,
you know, this is a compliment. Keith's midlife crisis. He basically decided, and what he told me, that's when we met. He says, "I'm going to create the biggest morning show on the planet." That's something that you do positive with your midlife crisis. Yeah, that's a compliment, brother.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Actually, thank you. Yes, that's right.
Yes. Well, then I guess I am having a midlife crisis in the best way possible right now. Yes, absolutely. Because what I thought my life was going to be.
Yes.
And I was a retired executive somewhere doing something, right? Versus what I'm doing now, which is building a brand in a moment and a show and being with you guys, which was absolutely life-changing. Yeah. Midlife crisis are the best.
Dude, you're sitting in the fucking middle of the Atlantic Ocean right now on the internet, streaming to us.
Sayings or quotes.
You want to see the water? Watch
it. Shit, did we lose everybody?
No, we're all here.
You see the water?
Wow.
I think that's me.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, Whitaker. Where are you right now? Where are you right now?
We are somewhere. We left Bahamas yesterday, so we're somewhere off the coast of like Florida, somewhere.
Yeah.
On Charleston.
Yeah, there's Dwayne behind Cheryl.
Dwayne.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick on this midlife crisis thing. You know, one of my favorite fucking sayings. Let's see if you can regurgitate it, Keith.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Come on, baby. Come on.
But never let any good tragedy go to rest. No, go to waste.
That's close. Never let a good crisis or tragedy go to waste. So just switch the word. When instead of buying a fucking Corvette, do something that's also basically big, but do it in a way that actually feeds your soul.
That's it.
Oh, I love that, Jon.
That's it. Riedner, have you? So I think so. Johnny, Cheryl, I think Riedner's the child amongst us four here on the show right now. So Riedner, have you gone through a midlife crisis, brother?
I wouldn't say that, but it makes me think about as my kids grow older.
Yeah.
Right. And then they become more self-sufficient. And then this time opens up where we can try different things and think about, all right, what does this next stage look like? So I think that's kind of, if you have kids, that's a natural season that you kind of go through.
Yeah.
The empty nester for sure. I mean, if you don't have passions all around you, it's going to be trouble.
Yeah. Cheryl Whitaker, Keith Bellis, Jon Andersen, and of course, Paul Riedner launching episode number 2 today of What the Truck, dropping in about 40 minutes here on the network. Hey, Johnny, so you and I talked about this a couple days ago, just very briefly. You brought it up. And I know Paul is eager to talk about it here today on the show. And I want to introduce you with a clip here. The man with orange hair, President Trump, has signed an order to unlock psychedelics, ibogaine, psilocybin, and LSD. Johnny, now on the fast track to approval. Let's run the clip. I want to get Paul to talk about it for a quick minute because they're talking about it this morning on the show.
Trump signed an executive order directing agencies to accelerate research and approval for psychedelic therapies. So the White House just told the FDA to get out of the way of psychedelics. Psilocybin, LSD, all of them, fast track. People are suffering now. If this helps, why should bureaucracy slow it down? Because fast track doesn't mean skip the science. That's the whole debate.
Paul, as a veteran, why is this important to you and why is this important to your discussion this morning?
Yeah, I mean, it has so many benefits to it, but it's been scheduled as it's a Schedule 1, similar to, I mean, the same category as heroin, which is considered no medical benefits whatsoever. So right now we have vets going out of country, going to Costa Rica, going to Mexico to get ibogaine treatment, to use psychedelic assisted therapies, and they're seeing great results. So we got to just remove all the blocks so that the universities can do some more testing so that we know how to do it safely and effectively. Right now, you can go to Colorado and get psychedelic therapies. I think Oregon, maybe Washington. So there's a few places where you can use it, but ibogaine's been blocked. And we're seeing such great responses and outcomes. It
falls into one of these, call it a substance, if you will, whatever you want to call it. And you bring this into the market legally, what it does is it massively unsubscribes people to the system.
Right.
Because that's what, as soon as you fix somebody, they cancel their subscription.
Right. Yeah. That talk therapy that's going to go on for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, the sicker you are, the more you're subscribed.
Yeah. So they're having that conversation coming up in about 35 minutes. Paul Riedner, Adam House, and Joshua Kent this morning on What the Truck. And Paul, it's it's funny. We had a guy on our show here today talking about Lyme disease and got struck by lightning and alternative forms of medicine, right? So you're keeping the conversation going on your show. Cheryl, how was yours today?
Oh wow. Well, nerve-wracking because wasn't sure whether or not it was actually going to work. And
did it work?
It worked. It worked beautifully. I mean, maybe a couple of glitches along the way, but honestly, I'm like sitting here looking at the ocean. I'm sitting in a gorgeous restaurant called Pink Agave on Virgin Voyages. They were really awesome, letting us use the space to get it done, and the show went off pretty much without a hitch.
And what's the metric daily?
Oh, sucking so much less, John.
There we go. As long as you sucked a little less today, you won.
Well, you know how you suck less.
John, I thought about you guys like John is going to be so proud. I sucked so little today.
There we go. There we go.
The fact that the quote comes from Whitaker's mouth makes it so much funnier, Riedner. But hey, you know how you can suck less? You can listen to Kobe Bryant. We got some words of wisdom. Let's drop it, Kai.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
What mentally tough is. What does that actually mean? A lot of them say the stuff like, you
gotta hit the volume on that, baby.
Push through and all some stuff. And say, yeah, that sounds good, but that's not actually how I view mental toughness. So like mental toughness is you're going through a really tough time. Your body's sore, whatever the case may be. I can't get through this particular thing, right? To me, being mentally tough means you can take your mind someplace else.
Being mentally tough means you can take your mind someplace else. His volume is a little bit low. And Andersen talks about it all the time on the show about, the mental toughness of taking yourself somewhere else. And Kobe talks about it on this little clip here. Cheryl, lean into that, taking your mind someplace else.
Yeah, well, this is beautiful because I meditate. And so it's a really important practice that both Dwayne and I do. And truthfully, sometimes when things are really, really hectic and busy, we don't do it enough. But there's so many studies behind. I started doing it to help to lower my blood pressure, reduce stress, because as you know, I have MS. And so the mind and the ability to get it in the right place, really, it helps in so many different ways in my life personally. So.
Yeah.
That's crazy because Keith says that he does very similar stuff. You meditate, he masturbates.
Hey, whatever works. And he's not going to go blind. He's not going to go blind.
No, I'm not going to go blind. Hey, 1 week of meditation rewires your brain like psychedelics. No drugs are required. Hey, Kai?
7 days of sitting still and your brain lights up like you took mushrooms. Except nobody's microdosing. It's just breathing in silence.
San Diego ran fMRI scans and blood work after a 7-day meditation retreat. The brain connectivity matched psychedelic studies.
That's impossible.
They took the blood after the retreat, dropped it on lab neurons, and the neurons started building new connections. The blood itself said grow.
Paul, do you meditate?
I do. Yep. Every day.
You do? Eh? Oh, I did not know that about you. Oh, good for you. What is it, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? What do you do?
15 minutes each morning.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking, you know how few people, the classic thing is, I don't have time to meditate. I don't have 5 minutes. Well, if you don't have 5 minutes to meditate, that means you need to meditate like 30 minutes.
Exactly.
It's true. It's true. And those times when you like, I have no time, means you really need to.
I never heard it put that way, actually. If you don't have time, you got to go sit for 30, actually. Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking unbelievable. You know?
It's true. Can I ask Paul, what kind of meditation do you do? Do you do guided? Is it transcendental meditation? What do you do?
Right now I'm doing a Zen meditation through the Way app. Tim Ferriss was promoting it, and so I gave it it's like a 30-day free program for through his platform. But I've gone through it depends. I've done this ever since I got out of the military, and someone was like, "Bro, you might want to try some meditation."
Really?
Yeah, and it helped me. So I've done different things. As long as 45 minutes. I've done Dr. Joe Dispenza's where it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Right. So at different times I'll try different things.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
You know, Cheryl, we never talked about this. I never have had a guide. I count.
Yeah.
Oh, you
it's
count.
all, all it is. I basically just count. I mean, because I'm trying to narrow everything, but really what it comes down to is I just slowly count. I'm counting. You know, as I breathe in, 1, 2, and if I'm having a hard time settling things down, what I'll do is I'll almost see it like a movie screen. Like all I can do is see the number coming.
Oh, wow,
because
that's
now I'm just focused on that one thing, and then pretty soon my breathing is. And Keith always makes the joke because I say I count my way in.
Yeah,
count to the point where all of a sudden I'm not counting anymore, and I'm here.
Yeah, I love that. There are times when I meditate where I can barely, I'm aware, but I'm like, am I breathing? It doesn't feel like I'm breathing.
It's almost, that's where you feel like you're kind of like you don't feel the chair on your butt anymore.
We got Maddie Roof having some FOMO right now in the comments. Sorry, Roof, the room right now. We should get you in here right now, brother. What is shaking? Hey, guys, did you remember looking at something like this growing up? Let's put this vintage up here, Kai. Check this out. So I had this, and I aspired to want this, and I got it, and that was the Atari. Paul, did you have that growing up?
Absolutely.
Yes, Andersen aspired. I know Andersen didn't.
Is that the one that had asteroids?
Yes.
Yeah, I had that at my dad's house. He always had video games for me.
Yeah, the Atari, man, the original Atari video computer system. That was Matt. What the fuck? My mad this morning. Yeah,
Keith, did you have the racing game?
I did have the racing game. Yeah, I had, and Real Sports Football was one which I had a good time.
He had all that electronic shit. He was like the guy that he was the king of electronics.
Well, the funny thing is, John, is that my mom and dad, aren't right. My parents are hardworking blue collar folks, and I was like, and I'm sure they were buying me, put me in the corner, wondering what the hell is that kid doing? He's figuring shit out himself. But
until one day he comes home with $50 million.
Yes.
Like that. Guess it worked out.
Yeah, no, I got a hammer for Christmas one year, Andersen, and I opened it up and I looked at my dad and I was like, "What's this?" And like, "What do I do with this thing?" It's like, "It's a hammer." I'm like, "Oh fuck, is there electronics attached to it?" Yeah.
I love Atari.
Cheryl, what are you doing today? What's on your agenda today, Miss Whitaker?
Okay, so guess what I'm doing? You're never gonna guess in a million years. So I'm gonna say
nothing.
Well, I'm gonna do nothing until 6:00 this evening. I'm getting a tattoo.
Oh, of Keith and John?
Is that a first one?
No.
Is it a
first?
first?
This will be my first, John. This will be my first.
That's a big fucking decision. It's like losing your virginity. Are you giving it to the right fucking dude?
I am. I'm giving it to the right dude. Yes, his name is Liam from Squid Ink. They get Squid Inks all on.
Paul, it just rolled off her tongue. She just didn't even think about it. She's like, right, Liam from fucking Squid Ink.
She's clearly meditated about this.
I have. Dwayne met him. We met him. Yep,
oh, so you introduced Dwayne to Liam as don't go.
Yes. And you want to guess what I'm getting?
What?
So you're losing your virginity in a 3-way.
And Dwayne's going to be there.
With a guy named Squid.
And Johnny, she just turned 60 last week and she's sucking less. Man,
and not a fucking goddamn wrinkle on her face.
They're there, John. They're there. They're right over here.
John and Dwayne's going to watch too. What the hell is going on right now?
Yeah, it's like having you've got your girlfriend, she's a virgin, and you have somebody else take her virginity away and you watch.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm getting joy right here.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that because knowing you, I was guaranteeing it was close to your heart. I didn't even ask that question because I knew.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want to be able to see it every day. And it's a reminder to me because I've always wanted a tattoo, but I've always been terrified. But it's a reminder at this point in my life that I can do hard things. I can be afraid and still do it anyway. Just I'm living my life. So
all you got to do is suck a little less when you do them.
I'm going to suck a little less, John, and think of you.
So, well, hey, listen, don't let Squid talk you into getting it done in Chinese because I've heard too many stories about the word not being the right word.
No.
He'll put like Harry Cock on there instead of joy. And then you're in deep trouble.
It's gonna be exactly my joy swirls, like on my neon sign when I'm home. It's gonna be that my.
Oh, okay. Joy. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Even more symbolic.
Oh
yes. So that's what I'm doing today, guys.
I'm scared. I will never ask again. Reader, what's on your agenda today besides the show in 36 minutes? 26 minutes.
We got a bunch of calls with potential sponsors. Actually,
yeah, nicely done. Congratulations on the show. Look at that set behind Paul. That look.
I love it.
It looks so good. Andersen, what do you got going on today, brother? Pickleball, life expectancy.
We're heading back to the California house.
Okay.
And on the way home, I actually got to get a quad purchased for my grandson. So I got to basically buy a quad. Yeah, so I got some phone calls out. The guy that I buy my bikes from.
Yeah,
it's nice. I can just call him and say, "What do you got?" Fucking give him my credit card. He runs it, and fucking thing shows up, and we're good to go. So I just got to pick the right one.
Well, so I knew you were heading back today because I figured maybe there's an escort for you because hey Cheryl, hey Paul, hey John, before you go.
Hey, John, before you go, you ever see cops light up the whole county for a cow and a dog doing a buddy cop sprint? Dash cam POV, sunny day, and this black cow is hauling ass like it owes back taxes. Dogs like, we ride together. Multiple cruisers, sirens screaming, and the cow just jukes off-road into the grass like it's auditioning for Fast and Furious Farm Edition. Honestly, that dog is the chaos coach. Don't slow down, big guy. Meanwhile, the driver's filming like, yeah, this is my Tuesday. Question is, are they escaping? Or are they leading the police to something way worse than a fence being busted? John, wait till you hear our theory on who started this jailbreak and why the cow might be the smartest criminal in town.
So there's for you, Johnny. As you're heading back home today, watch for the cow and the dog on the road.
They're leading. What they're doing is they're leading the police to you trying to help the sheep over the fence from the backside. I promise, officer, I'm just helping them over the fence. I promise.
Hey, but since we're talking animals, quickly before you guys go, I learned yesterday Reedner raises chickens. John, do you know how much chicken costs to buy a chicken? I learned something yesterday. You know what it costs to buy a chick?
No idea.
Me neither. Cheryl, do you know? I had no clue.
Wait till you hear Keith's guess.
Yeah, so I thought like $5,000 to $5,000. I go yesterday
for a fucking chicken.
Yeah,
a single chicken.
What for one chicken?
Okay, real quick. This just tells you what he was not doing anything farm-like on his farm. He would have a much better idea. This just shows how many scrotums he was holding when he should have been fucking working on the farm.
Wow.
That is so out there.
They're $5. They're $5.
I was gonna say my guess was gonna be somewhere under $5.
Yeah, $5 to $15, depending on what.
I was going to say 10.
$5,000. What the fuck is it? Is it supposed to lay golden eggs?
Golden chicken, the golden chicken.
He's like, no wonder they're so expensive.
How is that? That is like so deep off the fucking reservation.
He's not going on Price is Right.
Think about it. We all said 5. He was 3 zeros away.
Paul, you're right. Keith will not do well on the Price is Right.
$5,000. What are you talking about? Are you talking pesos? What country are you in buying this chicken?
Oh, so
Argentina.
So Holroyd and Billis live in Canada, so it would be like $5,000 Canadian, Johnny, because it is like $5.
Listen, you're not getting yourself out of this one, dude.
Sorry, Keith, I love you so much. You know I love you, my friend. I love you, but no.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you know what, Kai and Jimmy, this is the biggest one in terms of him just being completely off the reservation. I can't think of another time because the funny thing is that was a serious guess. Am I correct, or was it some sort of a joke?
100%. I thought so. I said to reader, I was like, "What? $5,000?" He asked his wife, and she's like, $5 to $15.
And he should have said, "Yeah, I got a couple chickens for you."
That's a good time said. Good time.
I'll tell you. I'll give you a 2 for $1 for $5,000. They're on sale today.
I just live 6 hours down the road from Reader. And Reader's like, "Come on down here. Come on."
Yeah, he's like, "I'll be right over with 5 chickens."
Oh my god.
Good time says, "I have some chickens for sale if you want to buy a few." That's awesome. That's awesome. Guys, this is a lot of fun, man. Cheryl, thanks for popping. Cheryl, I fucking knew your internet was going to work, and I knew it was going to go good for you today, so I'm proud of you, kid.
I love you. Thank you so much, my friend. Thanks for the good vibes.
That's awesome. Reader, you have a great show. We'll talk to you after, man.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck, Paul. Good luck to your show, guys.
Go kill it today, brother.
Oh, and I'm left
Love
with
you guys.
Have a good day.
Later.
Dude, I gotta say, the $5,000 chicken is way. I mean, I thought it was at very first thought it was a joke. I was waiting for you to no, I was just kidding.
But dude, I was Lauren's laughing at us right now. Dude, I gotta be honest, I was serious. Let me explain to you my thinking.
Brother, you fucking had years on a fucking farm.
I know.
This is something that somebody that was in the deep fuck that never saw dirt would say. This is like a city person who has no clue what farm life is about. What the fuck were you guys really doing out there?
Let me explain my thinking, brother. So I thought to myself, well, if it's this is good. If it's an asset that produces nonstop food, I'm thinking, okay, maybe $5,000, yeah. But
dude, do you think these fucking, they die? If it lived for fucking eternity, I could understand that thought process.
Well, so then I learned yesterday, true story. So Paul's got like 9 chickens. He gets 7 to 9 eggs every single day from his chickens.
Okay, so you're talking fucking $10.
I know, dude. I thought the value.
If you could make $10 for infinity, okay, that $5,000 is justified. That chicken's got a lifespan.
Dude, I paid $5,000 for my Pomeranian. It doesn't feed me. I paid $6,000 for my fucking bulldog, and it doesn't do nothing except it fucking breaks after 10 years. $5,000 for a chicken that can feed me forever doesn't seem like it's a bad deal.
Again, what were you doing on that farm? I've never ever. There's no way that anybody that had time on a farm would say this.
Oh, we were busy cutting their heads off, Johnny. That's it.
Busy doing something. We don't know, and now it makes me question. I think the scrotum massaging was just the tip of the iceberg here.
How do I reclaim the last 30 minutes?
Dude, this is one of those things that you can never, you don't realize you'll never live this down.
Clearly, I'm done with this one, Andersen. Oh,
yeah, this God. Is like next time when we have someone come on the show that's full of shit like the Magic Juice. They're now going to be named the $5,000 chicken.
Oh, hey, before you go, Kai's got something ridiculous for it. Kai, put it on the screen, man, because I don't know what to say to this one. John, check this out.
Over the past 6 years, Mark has been in a romantic relationship with inflatable pool toys. He has made this behavior a part of his emotional coping mechanism. Mark says that when he was 14, his mother wasn't around. But by chance, he came across inflatable pool toys and immediately became obsessed. Since then, he has treated these toys as his lovers.
If I could...
This is real. That's not bullshit. This guy has a relationship with his pool toys. Now I know
this belongs right next to the $5,000 chicken.
Dude, you have yourself.
Yeah, get me out of here. I'm leaving.
Drive.
Have a good live, my brother.
We'll see you tomorrow. Drive safe. Oh my God. Good morning, everybody. You're left with me, and I'm trying to recover from this situation this morning on Mornings in Lab. Good morning, Rico. Good morning. Good morning, Roofy. Oh my God, I gotta just bring it back here. Yes, Rico, choking the wrong chicken. What do you pay for chicken at a restaurant? $5K? Come on, man. I'm serious. I thought, okay, well, maybe a chicken costs. Yeah, clearly I failed math. Jimmy, can you help me? Note to self, next time we're talking chickens, walk me out of the conversation so I don't have to be a part of it, because I'm not going to live it down ever. Oh my God. Okay. I got to collect myself. We have let me see here. Oh, I got a text from Brianna Bass. Thanks, Groovy. Oh, we got some pictures of Brianna Bass this morning. Awesome. We got some new headshots. Thank you, Brianna. What is shaking? Okay. All right. Coming up. Roofy, help. Where are you? Come jump into the lab with me. All right. Morning Focus coming up. We got, I got a monologue dropping here in a few minutes here, and it is about, it's going to continue the tone from yesterday and also leaning into the midlife crisis, right? The real midlife crisis is waking up inside a life that you don't want. And here's what I suspect happens. And I got to be honest with you guys, here's what drives me so much is I never want to sit back and say to Lauren or my kids that I wish I would have done something. And it's this idea of, the word, I don't like the word regret. Regret just seems like it's something we as humans just shove anything. Oh, just regret it. And then it's like, there's no acceptance of it. So we're going to get into conversation. I got a monologue here that really leans into, which is the real midlife crisis, is waking up inside of a life that you don't want. And unfortunately, I've known too many men, cousins, family members that I suspect have gone down this life. Let's have a conversation. 52 seconds next on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, friends.
We don't call this a midlife crisis. We call it misalignment. The outside can look stable while the inside goes quiet.
A collapse isn't always chaos. Sometimes it's clarity arriving late. It's realizing we've been useful, not alive.
We say we're just tired. That's the cover. The truth is we stopped choosing and started maintaining.
That drift cost us years. It cost us marriage, health, and self-respect. Our kids learn what we tolerate by watching.
The rule is simple. We don't need a new life. We need an honest one. We rebuild what we've outgrown.
We don't fix this with a weekend escape. We fix it with a hard look in the mirror. The question is what we're avoiding.
Keith's about to take this further. Stay with us and don't flinch from the truth. Morning begins here.
I do appreciate that Jimmy's a male, and Jimmy knows what it takes to unpack the goods and to get the goods sorted out and to get the goods unleashing the liquid in 52 seconds. Jimmy's a little bit younger than I am, so Jimmy, I do appreciate you giving me extra time, man. Yeah. So I know everybody 47, 52. It's like, yeah, that's good, man. Thank you for that. So today's big show has been about midlife crisis. Today's show has been about waking up in your 40s, your 50s, going, what is going on in my life? And as we talked yesterday, we are leaning very much into the audience who we all are, which are a bunch of Gen Xers who are just trying to figure shit out, right? Continuing to figure shit out. As the handsome chief here learns that chickens don't cost $5,000. Yeah. True. Apparently, that's a true story. But hey, guys, the real midlife crisis that maybe we go through is waking up inside a life that you don't even want. How many of you know somebody? Maybe it's your own mirror. I don't know. Maybe it's waking up that there's a lot of people that, and John was joking about earlier, right? A lot of people think that a midlife crisis looks like a sports car. Bad decision, younger, hot girlfriend, the yoga body, new tattoo, Cheryl Whitaker, or maybe some dramatic personality shift. No, I'm going to be this person now. What? I don't think that's the real crisis. I don't, actually. We're going to talk about it. I think the real midlife crisis that happens to most of us, all of you Gen Xers out there like me, is actually quieter than that. And here's where it gets actually quite sad, I think. And it turns into these situations where we don't even know it. Because the real midlife crisis is more subtle. It's more dangerous. And it's actually way more common than we think. It's waking up one day in your 40s and realizing you built a life that looks fine from the outside, but maybe, just maybe, it feels dead on the inside. And I'll tell you something, man. Jess, one of our members in the community here, I'm suspecting, I'm just suspecting, Jess, you went through your 40s, your son's talking about quitting college. You're like, no, I'm going to go back with you. And maybe that was that you realizing that everybody on the outside, everybody looking at you from the outside thinking it was fine. Be like, no, I got more to do. So Jess goes back to college with her son. That's impeccable. But maybe it is when you wake up one day and you realize that, oh man, something's not right inside of me. That is the crisis, my friends. Not the car, not the haircut, not the impulse. No, the crisis is the moment that you realize that you've spent years being responsible. You spent years being productive. You spent years being dependable, available, and useful to everyone around you. But somewhere, my friends, you stopped being connected to yourself. You started becoming efficient. It's like, yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to become the efficient man, the efficient woman now. I got no responsibilities anymore. I'm just going to become efficient with all my habits, with all my tasks. But what happens is you lose your life. You're not alive. Yeah, maybe you've become respected, but also maybe you're not fulfilled. Yes, you've become needed, but maybe you're not excited. And that is what hits hard, because for a lot of men, life does not fall apart all at once. No, it just slowly stops feeling like their life. You do what you're supposed to do. You built the career, you pay the bills, you handle the pressure, you say nothing. You stoically move through life like the man that you are. You keep moving. You become the guy everyone can count on because that's what you are. But then, one day, men, because I know, because we know, one day, you know what I'm going to say next. You know exactly what I'm going to say next because you've been there. One day, usually in your quiet space, you start asking yourself questions you have been too busy to ask. And you know it, man, because I had been there with you. Is this it? You're standing there at the toilet. The pee's coming out slower than it was yesterday. Is this what it's like? Is this my life? Did I build this? Am I living in my dad's house, or is this the house that I really want? Or did I inherit all this? Or you look in the mirror and you say to yourself, am I actually happy? Or am I just functional? disguised as happy. Dropping into the comments here, we got Slory, personality crisis. Yeah. It's not fun. I don't do it. I don't live by the standards of others. Well, Slory, welcome to the show, because this show is about living by standards, not of others. So welcome to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. Mike Palanto, you look like Boris the Animal in Men in Black. I am Boris the Animal from Men in Black. 100%. We're talking about what happens, though, when we look in that mirror, we ask ourselves, what the hell is going on? Do I even want this life? Or do I just get good at maintaining it for the next 20, 30, 40 years? And that is the part that nobody talks about. Because a lot of men like me, like you, we're not falling apart. No. We're just performing stability. We're just carrying the weight. Smiling when we need to and showing up when we have to. What are we doing? We're just keeping that machine running for everybody. But what happens is internally we're bored, we're disconnected, we're numb. Some of us are restless, not because we're weak. No, it's because we have ignored themselves for too long. And here is the truth. Sometimes the breakdown is not a sign that we're broken. Sometimes it's the first honest signal that maybe you have gotten in a long time. Sometimes your frustration is not dysfunctional. It might even be intelligence. And sometimes it's your soul saying to you that I cannot keep pretending this is enough. And that does not mean you blow your life up. No, it does not mean you become more selfish, and it does not mean you abandon your responsibilities. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. You embrace your responsibilities. And it does not mean you act like some reckless idiot and call it freedom. No. But it does mean you need to get honest with your own mirror, because the real danger is not change. The real danger is spending the next 10 years sleepwalking through a life that no longer fits you. You slowly wake up, you hit the snooze button. Then you do it again. You do it again. You do it again. You do it again. That is the crisis. You're going, wait a minute, what am I doing? It's not the midlife crisis that's coming upon you. It's the misalignment. It's the laying there saying to yourself, holy shit, I'm this old and I got that in front of me. Maybe you're that man who has outgrown his routines. Maybe you're the man who's outgrown his role. Or maybe you've outgrown your own self-deception and now you have a choice. Yeah, Kai, we can skip it. And now you have a choice. You can do one of two things. You can keep numbing, or you can keep scrolling. Or maybe you can keep distracting yourself, or maybe it's about performing. Maybe what you're going to do is you're going to keep telling yourself that you're just tired. This is normal for me. Or maybe you're going to finally tell yourself the truth. Maybe I do not need a vacation. Maybe I need a reckoning. Maybe I need to start the biggest morning platform on the planet. Maybe I do not need to escape my life for a weekend, as Andersen talks about all the time. Maybe I need to rebuild parts of it for real, moment by moment by moment. Maybe, just maybe, that answer is actually not more comfort on the couch. Maybe the answer is more truth from your own mirror, because maybe the best version of midlife is not collapse. It's actually clarity. It's the moment that you stop living on autopilot and start living on purpose. And it's the moment you stop asking, how do I keep this shit together, and start asking, what would it look like to actually feel alive in my own life again? You look at your license, you look at the watch, you look at the clock, you look at the calendar, you're like, I'm regaining control of my life again. What's going on, buddy Chris? Welcome to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. We're talking midlife crisis. Isn't this the dude who stands in the alley in Cyberpunk 2077? That is me, the handsome chief. I'm Keith Billis. Welcome to the big show we call Mornings in the Lab. We go after live every single day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. We're talking about what would it look like to actually feel alive in your own skin one more time, because that's a different question that we never ask ourselves. And for a lot of men, it's the question that can change, and it might change, and it will change everything. So, as you go through your day today, ask yourself this question one more time. How are you feeling? And what would it look like to actually feel alive? And when you can answer that question, that's the question. That's the answer. That's the answer to the question that you quickly realize that is the question that changes everything. Let's keep it. Nation, we're rocking and rolling out of here this morning. Why? Paul Reedner and the gang are showing up here in about 4 minutes on the network. Yes, they are. What the truck? So today I know they're talking about the next mission. They're talking about what it's like what happens, guys. You know, and it's this idea of, you know, when you leave the military, you leave athletics, you leave business. We wake up sometimes with imposter syndrome. We wake up with situations where, man, what do I do next? How do I get to next? I know Paul, Josh, and Adam are having that conversation coming up in about 4 minutes as well. Hey, Jimmy, make sure that Jimmy, we're doing some coaching right now on the air. Make sure when Mildred does that cold open with Paul, it's just Paul or Kai. Make sure that it's just it's just Paul, not the whole gang. So let's just get a reminder over there to the crew that we're doing that cold open individually today. Good. Thank you, Kai, for that one. Hey, guys, we're back tomorrow. Yes, we're always back tomorrow. Let's see here. Tomorrow. Today, we got into some good stuff here on the show. We got into 45 is the deadline while your second act is rotting in the basement. We talked about midlife. We had Cheryl Whitaker drop into the show here today. We got into the Tucker Carlson apology, why every man needs a course correction. What happens when a public finger changes direction out loud and whether accountability still counts when ego gets in the way? We had that conversation beginning this morning on the show. And tomorrow, we've got Nick Humble. Yeah, Nick Humble. Stepping into center stage, 20 years as a Green Beret. Wow. And he's got nothing to prove. That's the point. Nick's retired U.S. Army Green Beret, who spent 20 years in service, including 14 in the 1st Special Forces Group. He earned 3 Bronze Stars, and he got out and did the opposite of a media victory lap. He learned to long snap at 38, started competing in strongman, and sentinel strength around accountability, resilience, and veteran mental health. I know we're going to have a good conversation with Andersen, myself, and Nick Humble tomorrow. I'm sure Johnny's going to enjoy that one. So, guys, my invitation today is like this. Get after the day. Go look in the mirror and ask yourself some tough questions. Stop waiting for that cleaner moment to become who you already know you are supposed to be, because that day is not coming tomorrow. No, that day's coming right now. That moment's coming right now. That second's coming right now. Yeah, true story. So, guys, we'll see you in less than 24 hours. Where? Right here on the big network we call Mornings in the Lab. It starts at 7:30 with Kindness Rising with Matt Roof. Then we get after it at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Wednesdays, we got Paul, Adam, and Josh. Wednesdays, we got Cheryl Whitaker. Thursdays, we got Jason Hewlett. And coming up in 2 weeks on Tuesdays, we got Sarah Barnes Humphrey and a show that we are calling Thoughts and Coffee. It's a look into the supply chain industry, dropping 9 o'clock here live in a couple weeks on the Mornings in the Lab live network. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys in less than 24 hours right here. No, you know what, Kai? I think we're just going to stick around here for a minute while we roll right into the next show here, actually, is what I would prefer to do, so that we can keep the momentum happening here this morning, is I think what we're going to do, Kai. We're gonna exit it in. Oh, looking up. Hey. Looking at my clock here. Yeah, we got 1 minute and 15 seconds to kill some time here. Is that what we're calling it? Yeah, minute 15 to kill some time. Is that what it is? Let's do a life hacker. We can do a life hacker, 100%. Let's do it. Let's go hack some life together this morning. Hey, you guys know you got that door in your house that just is sticky on the floor? Check this one out, man. Eyes up, ears up on the screen here. What a wonderful hack to manage that those shitty doors in your house that are just causing you nothing but grief here. I got a video playing on the screen. I just showed you. Check this out. It's funny. So, Kai, you know, when I see these videos, I think to myself that people just spend hours and hours on end, nothing but just figuring shit out, recording it, and sharing it with us. It's brilliant, right? So if your door's dragging on the floor, you can fix it in 60 seconds without even removing the door. Right? And I'm like, Jesus Murphy. Like, you can learn so much shit just by scrolling on X and just and fix your house left and right by little life hacks. But what I can't figure out though, Kai, is like, so how did he, like, what I don't understand is what he did to make it not rub. That's where I was confused with this one here. Yeah, and you get some nice floor artwork. Exactly, Melissa. Yeah, it's like sanding paper. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, well, I've kept you guys around. Guys, head on over to go check out Paul, Adam, and Josh. What the Truck? The show's starting right now on Mornings in the Lab. We'll see you guys in less than 24 hours. Get me out of here, nation.